Howdy, friends and floor heads. Welcome back to another episode of ACHTUNG Cthulhu from Modipheus. We are on our third episode, and things got a little nutty on the last one. Before we jump in, a quick recap. The three of them were sent here by Section M, a secret anti-Nazi cultist faction of the British Armed Forces. And they were flown to a small occupied town called Saint-Sulac in France. They were dropped in the middle of a rainstorm. They got hit by some sort of bizarre magic mental wave and worked their way to their contact. When they finally found their contact, he explained that something devious is going on at the chateau in the center of town. The town itself is teeming with Black Sun Nazis, and they've got spotlights and everything going on. There's talk of villagers being led into the chateau and never leaving. And their contact said, I have a way in, and told you to go to his dairy farm. And at his dairy farm, there is a root cellar at the under the barn. If you go into that root cellar, you should find ancient secret passages that should allow you to get to the chateau while bypassing underground everybody. When you get to the barn, you realize that some Black Suns are there, and not only some Black Sun soldiers, but some sort of unearthly dog demon thing, which gave Amelia a run for her money. And then there was catapulted out of the barn by Lucky. So let's go ahead and start the episode. It's dark. It's really
dark.
What do we
have? Yeah, very dark. We're in a root cellar right now. What do we have to make light?
Well, you smell onion. It's kind of damp a little bit and pitch black. And to Lucky's point, do we have anything?
I mean, I'm sure we'd all have like basic kit with like flashlights or something. If not, I have a lighter for my explosives kit.
I have a lighter for cigarettes. You have a lighter for explosives. Which one of us is more stable?
In wartime, the demolitions.
Yeah.
I mean, the smoking will kill you, man.
So, Tomas, you pull out your lighter and you light it, and it's pretty much what you expected, which is a root cellar. And you look around the root cellar. You realize it hasn't been used recently. There's a lot of rotted onions and other things hanging on the walls, and you see some sort of shelf that is on that kind of the far side. And if you remember, your contact said that the door is behind the shelf. So I'm imagining, Tomas, as you start heading towards that is when you hear the bang. And it comes from above. Something is jumping and tearing at the door that you led yourself the way down.
Guys, I think we should quickly get to the tunnel.
Yeah, Sparky found his bracelet.
Faster, must go faster.
Yeah.
Okay, go over, see if the shelf is on a pivot or whether we can move the shelf out of the way.
Yeah, physically between one or two of you have no trouble moving the shelf out of the way, and you can see where the stonework that edged the entire root cellar stones have been pulled out, and it's about 4.5 foot tall, about 2.5 feet wide, and it leads into darkness.
Okay, this sounds like we're not going to run side by side. Who wants to go first?
I did think of something from last time. That assault rifle that I can't use, I picked up. Could I give that to Amelia last time?
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of assault rifle it was?
The only one that was in there, Sturmgewehr 44, I'm assuming. Because it was unreliable. I remember I was -1 to shoot it.
So the rifle she has is better.
It is better? Okay. That's what I wasn't sure. Okay. That's fine then.
So to Lucky's point, who's entering first?
I look at Amelia and go,
I'll go first. Fine. Somebody give me a light then, because I'm apparently the only one of us that doesn't use the lighter for shit.
So, so here's what I'm imagining Amelia standing there, and Tomas kind of looks. Lucky looks at her, and she just snatches the lighter out of your hand, just lights it back up. And Amelia, as you
Cowards.
put your hand kind of through this hole, you can see this has been dug out. It's all earthworks that have been dug out, but you also see below you 3 torches on the ground.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Nice. And I was thinking, like the mechanics tools that myself and Lucky have, they'd have like one of the road flares for like emergencies or something in them, I bet.
Well, your GM loves you and gave you 3 torches.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
So you
I
guys,
wanted to go Ripley going through there with the flare.
so Amelia steps in and immediately lights a torch up, which lights up this earthworks, and it's about right at 6 foot. So depending on how tall you are, it's kind of scrunched. Definitely a single file situation, and you can see it heading, as best as you can guess, towards the center of town. So as Amelia heads through, torch in hand, who's behind her?
Tomas will come on. He's got his pistol out.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to try to pull the shelf back in place before I follow.
And you do that without any trouble, Lucky.
Yeah.
So you kind of close that up, enveloping the darkness. So the only light right now is coming from Amelia's torch.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the puppy doesn't have a flashlight.
Do we want to bring the other 2 torches with us? Do we still light them or just use Amelia's?
Carry the other ones with us just in case that one burns out. Then we got backup.
Definitely.
Excellent.
And Tomas leans over to Lucky and is like, should we booby trap the door?
Only if you show me how to unbooby trap if we decide to come home this way.
Oh, never mind. I don't trust. No, that would be a bad idea. Never mind. Let's go.
Shades of being successful and running out. Yay, we won.
So we see
Craig would never do that to us.
Never. We see a little
Never.
bit of a montage of the 3 of you working your way through these tunnels, and they change for a period of time. It's all earthworks, and then it appears that you're in another root cellar that's been, and as you cross over through that root cellar, you go back into earthworks. That then turns into stonework, really old, almost sewer-like stonework as you begin to navigate around. Who has the best survival skill? Or who has a survival skill?
Not me.
I've got 2.
I've got 2 as well.
Okay.
And
So
seeing
let's-
as you're in the lead,
Well, let's combine that with insight then, if we could. Let's do an insight survival roll with difficulty 1, because as you get to this sewer, you start to see left, right, straight ahead. You start seeing things fork. I just want to get a quick roll to get a sense of whether we can figure out kind of the best route based off of where we want to get to, which is the chateau.
okay.
Incidentally, for those watching, we are using the brand new module that was created for Foundry for ACHTUNG Cthulhu. Big credit to the community that makes this, and this is making our life considerably easier.
Do we each roll or just one? Of
No,
us?
it'll be just Amelia.
Okay.
Just 1 D20.
Should default to 2.
Okay.
What's your target number?
Ooh, well, a
She got the
1 is
1.
definitely a hit.
Survival with 2 successes, and that 1 is going to be a crit. So we see Amelia kind of standing there, holding the torch, and she's kind of looks to the fork to the right, looks to the fork to the right, like straight. Tomas just starts aimlessly walking off to the left, and Amelia grabs him by the shirt and shanks him over, and you guys head off to the right, following Amelia's lead.
Yeah, Simon, he's got like a piece of paper and he's like trying to map and he's wandering off like, oh, it's on this way. He's trying to like draw a map and it just looks like scribbles.
Before we leave that root cellar,
Yeah,
are there any onions in this one?
in the second root cellar, there are.
Yes.
Would you like an onion?
You're just gonna steal
There's a
people's-
reason for this. There's a reason. I want to take a piece of furniture and go back to the doorway we came through, not the one we're going out, and smash a couple of onions on the ground. without getting any on me.
All right. Consider it done.
Thank you. If
You're
anything
welcome.
tracks us by scent, it's going to hit a surprise.
I like it. So you continue through the tunnels, and like I said, it seems like the tunnels are just getting older. It's a little deeper too. There's a bit of a downhill angle as you walk down it. We see Amelia up front again with her torch, Tomas right behind her, and Lucky right behind her.
Him.
And there's noises. There's dripping water. There's creaking. Some scuttling. Really not clear what exactly that is. Thanks for the follow, me, girly. Then Tomas. Is there something moving on Amelia? Yeah. Yeah, there's something moving.
Like on her?
Yeah.
Stop for a second. I think you've picked up a bug. Can I inspect it closer or something?
Well, as you
Get
get
it
closer,
off.
Amelia, you stop. And Amelia, you look down. And rats are climbing up both of your legs. And Tomas, you realize her back, she's got 2 rats on her back.
Gross. That was Tomas, not me. That was Tomas.
Assist, please.
Okay, he's gonna be like, don't move. Stay very, very still. They can't see you if you don't move.
They can't see me. They're on me.
What are we doing?
He's going to, let me see. I am going to look. I want something to poke them off with. So I'm gonna look around real fast. There's like a stick or something down there.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll pick a stick up and I'll see if I can start poking them off of her.
I need a
Like
fight
put it
roll.
under, flicking them. Oh, that's not gonna go good. So that is
It'll be-
agility.
It'll be, so click on fight, your fight skill.
Yep.
And then choose agility.
Yep.
And then it's going to be 2 dice unless you want to buy another die by giving me some threat.
This isn't. It's gross, but not that threatening yet, and I don't want to give
Okay.
them resources. This is probably gonna fail. That's okay.
Ooh.
Well,
No,
one success.
one success.
All right. I am going to go ahead and roll your damage for you.
Because I'm more like trying to flick it off of her, you know.
Yep. Okay, so you are going to, I don't know why it says I'm a Black Sun Trooper flamer, but you are going to do 1 damage to the rat as you scuff it off of her, and 2 of the rats fall off of her. But you also got a special in that damage roll. Is there anything special you want to do?
Let me go back and look at fighting real fast. See if there's something I can do with it. I remember where that's at in the book again now.
As you're flipping through that is when Lucky in the rear looks to his left and sees a rat.
I'm kind of surprised I'm not feeling something bouncing along my shoulders. But we had lots of rats in the trenches in WW1. You got 2 choices: eat them or they eat you.
God. Are you
That's why he
sure?
took the onion. That's why he took the onion.
Yeah, I can make soup.
Gross.
All right, so the rat succeeds.
Okay.
I am going to do 2 stress to you, Lucky, as this thing kind of starts to gnaw and dig into your clothing.
Okay, 2 stress.
I'm going to use my special just to like jump up out of the way in case there's any on my legs or something.
Okay, we'll have you rat free for this
Nice.
round. All right, so Tomas is gone, the rats have gone. It's back to you guys. We have alternating activations in ACHTUNG. So Amelia and Lucky.
I'm going to use my lighter and light my torch so we get light from both ends of the group. That way Tomas doesn't have to light his, and mainly do a bat it with the torch. I've been through the rain. I'm soaking wet. I'm not going to light my clothes on fire, but I don't think the rat was out there with me.
All right, I am going to on the fly create a torch weapon inside a foundry. Give me just 1 second. I think that definitely does 2 stress, melee fighting, close quarters, close. Let me quickly open up Amelia. You get a torch.
Hooray.
And Lucky, you get a torch. All right, so let's go ahead and attack with that torch, Lucky.
Okay, so I'm trying to do coordination of lifting my leg so it's right easy to bat the rat with.
Great.
So rather than agility, I'd like to use coordination,
I am
which
totally good with that.
gives me a small bonus. And I'll roll 2 die and
All right, 1 success. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
wow.
Very nice. So, Lucky, there's a swarm of rats that are around you. We're talking 8 or 9 of them. So, whatever you just do right now is going to get rid of them. But I want
It's
you
the
to tell me what
torches.
happens.
Okay, sweeping the torch, and as I'm sweeping it by, I realize, oh, there's a lot of shiny eyes down here, and I just continue it almost in a pivot, bringing the torch down to ground level and do the classic Indiana Jones, get the hell back from me.
And you see the rats, the rats that you don't set afire and start burning, they start coming up to the walls, and you see them going through the creases and the cracks that are into this stonework. Miss Amelia, you're going to get bitten, or they're going to attempt to bite you. Let's see how they do. All right, well, 1 success. You have the opportunity to dodge this if you'd like, because you now have awareness of the rats.
Sure.
You want to do a little agility with something else? Is there a skill?
Can I use survival?
Sure. So click on
Cool.
survival and then choose agility.
Mhm.
These things are starting to team up. They're starting to climb up your legs. They're on your shoulders. You have 2 successes. It's 1 success. So you are going to stop this thing from biting you. What do you do?
Whack at him with my torch.
Okay. I assume you keep making sure we don't light ourselves on fire, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe
yeah.
Go ahead.
Amelia's probably pretty soaked also.
Yeah, who'd have thought getting soaking wet in the storm would actually come out as our
Actually,
advantage?
a very good point. Very good point. So between the sweeping and the swiping of the are we attacking?
Oh, geez. Sorry.
That's okay. You have a success. Go ahead and roll the damage for me. All you have to do is just click the stress button. All right, that'll be 2 damage with a special effect. Let's make that a special effect of burning. So the next round, they will automatically take some damage. Who has not gone yet? Tomas?
I guess Tomas is back up. He's gonna look around real fast. Does he see any rats on the floor or anything, or are they all on them?
They seem pretty focused on Amelia. So the ones that Lucky is dealing with, you kind of turn back and look behind you. You can see Lucky is doing a pretty good job of clearing the rats out from around him. Amelia has been, knocking them off her shoulder and trying to get them off her legs, but we still see some rats coming out of the walls towards her.
Okay, I'm trying to see if there's like an assist action, and I can't tell. I want to maybe, there's not really an assist. Oh, there it is, assist. So I'm going to do for my major action, I'm going to do assist.
Okay.
You can assist another character with a skill tester in their turn. I don't know if this is a skill check, though. Is attacking a skill test? That's what I'm not sure about.
Yep, it's a test.
Okay, so he'll try to distract him with the stick and poke at him enough. I'm trying to help her more than hurt them, because I don't think I'm going to really be able to do that.
All right, great. So that'll give you an extra die, right? Gives her an extra die.
You assist a character. It may be that you assist him your turn. What your major action is taken, so it comes up your next turn. I'm trying to read. It doesn't actually tell me right there.
Why look? We'll go ahead and we'll call it as give an extra die.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll take us back to the top of the round. We'll give Vic a chance to come back in case she wants to go first. And if she doesn't, we can have Lucky go first, and he can attempt to help her.
I'm also going to be. I'll wait till she gets back, but I'm also going to be saying go, 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 because I get the feeling we're like standing in a rat's nest, which is probably a bad place to be. So getting the hell out of it, so they're all coming from one vector, would be smarter than they've got the walls all around us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think upon hearing that, Lucky, all of you, instead of just kind of standing and deal with it, I can imagine you start to
Yeah.
push forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because moving's technically a minor, so I could do that and move. So yeah, we could easily do that. Definitely.
let's do that then. Lucky, do you want to take that assist from Tomas and try to help out Amelia?
Yeah. Sure. So
All right.
I'm going to see what I can do to. Seeing as I'm more confident about not lighting myself on fire than I am not lighting her on fire, I will like just shorten the choke up on the torch and just butt end it off. So this one will not be lit on fire because I'm hitting it with the other end of the torch.
Got it. All right.
But
So let's
neither will Amelia be lit on fire when I roll 2 6s.
All right. when you roll 2 20s. So let's go
2
ahead
20s, yes.
and so you'll get it. So you're going to go ahead and do the fighting
Yeah.
agility.
So I got
and then
3 dice on this, right?
correct. You'll get an assist from Tomas.
And I got coordination gives me a +2.
Okay, so I've got
All right.
assisting right here, by the way, too. If you
Oh,
want to
let's
do
hear
real
it,
fast.
Patrick.
So if the situation allows, characters can work together as a team in attempting a skill test, with one character acting as the leader and others as assistants. To assist with the skill test,
I
you
remember
must
this
describe
now.
how you're assisting the skill to the test leader. If the
Yep.
game master agrees, then you roll 1d20 using your own attribute and skill target number and your own focuses, if any. As long as it generates at least one success, you can add your success to theirs.
That's right. That's right. All right. We'll do that next time. Just go ahead and roll with the 3, Lucky.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
Very, very nice. Let me get a damage roll. So just click on the stress for the torch.
Yep. 1
Right.
with special.
You're always special.
That is
so
what a sun is, isn't it?
no, it's the Cthulhu monster thing.
Oh,
That's
okay,
the
then
special.
it's
So you'll
just
see,
1.
yeah, 1 damage, 0 effects. So
Yeah.
you got no specials. So you start knocking them off, Lucky. Amelia, you can see the butt end of that torch. You can start feeling it as he's like taking these rats off of your back, and the rats are starting to fall off. Some of them are trying to escape. There's still some on you. They're going to attempt to bite you.
And I'm saying go, 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 go.
All right, they got 1 success. Amelia, you want to do another survival agility?
Yeah.
Nice.
With 2 successes, you do not get bit. Amelia or Tomas, you're up.
Tomas is going to kind of keep saying, let's go, guys, and help drag us down that way. And he's going to continue. So he'll try to assist with coordination and fighting again, I think, to try to help.
Let's do that with just one die.
Yep. Coordination fighting for 1. I'll roll this.
Nice.
All right, so that's going to then give Amelia an extra success. So Amelia, if you want to attack now with your torch, you're already going to have a built-in success.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we 2 successes. Let's roll damage.
Alrighty.
Very nice. 1 damage, which is all you needed to get rid of the rest of the rats. So the rats are gone. They've escaped out through all of the different tunnels. You hear the skittering in the walls as you continue down this dark passage. We montage maybe a rat or 2 along the way, lefts and rights. Amelia seems to know exactly when to go left, when to go right, based on her really good survival roll. You then come to the end. And there's
Well,
wood.
that was a fun adventure. See you next week, kids.
And you fall into a well. You come to the end of this earthenworks, and as best as you can tell, there's some sort of wood door or planking that dead ends right here.
So it could be the equivalent of a shelf in the next room that we're behind, or something like that. Or they boarded it up because they didn't want to have a hole open to the middle of their chateau.
Interesting.
Taking just a prod of the wood, is it nailed into place or propped into place? Like, how does it seem to be fastened? Not hard. I'm not trying to break through. Just see how it's set up.
So Lucky, you kind of weasel around Tomas, kind of going along the wall here. You get to right behind Amelia and you kind of lean your hand out and you push on this wood and it gives. So it doesn't appear to be attached to the wall.
Does it give as a single unit or as an entire structure? In other words, have we got a door or panels?
If it was a shelf like the one that you put back before to close that up, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Hey, I'm good at guessing.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Do we knock?
we might want to put the torches out first.
That was what I was going to say. Yeah, douse, butt the torch out.
You guys put the torch out. And then unfortunately, you feel something you hadn't felt in a little while. And it feels stronger than before. And the same thing as before, where kind of the hair stands up on the back of your arms and on the back of your neck. And a powerful wave comes at you from the other side of this as you kind of are pushing against it. And it just fills your mind and it creates a buzzing in your head. And all of you just kind of grab onto your head. And I need everybody to take 3 stress, please.
Ooh.
Oof. Not even get a roll.
You grind your teeth and it feels like it locks your bones and like there's just a burning inside of your ears, though it's totally silent.
Oh, don't like that. Let me check.
Torches are out. It's pitch black. Lucky is pressed up against the wood.
Any light coming through from the other side, like through the cracks, anything like that?
There is not.
Okay, then nice and slowly start pushing it to open into wherever we're going.
Okay, I'm going to need a roll for that. So what does Lucky want to use to try to keep this nice and quiet and easy?
I was ready for you to ask that question. I am going to use engineering, and I'm going to use a bit of oil from my pack.
Very
and just
nice.
along the bottom to grease the thing so she slides even easier.
Okay.
Do you have a focus in that engineering that'll fit?
I do. Mechanical engineering, and this sounds like a mechanical thing.
Sold. So let's use that focus. I'm going to have the
So-
oil give you an extra die. So that puts you at 3 dice. You can give me some threat if you want to roll a 4th.
3 should be good just for opening this. What does the focus do?
So the focus increases the range that you can get a crit.
Okay. And let's... 2 easy.
3 successes. Very, very nice. Describe it for me.
Now, come up to it. I have the old thumb squeaker oil thing, bloop, 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 and then just and try to push up a little to take any weight off of it and see if as soon as I got enough to get a grab around it and see if I can grab it just to shift this out of the way without dragging it on the floor of whatever the floor is.
So the way it pivots on the floor, you can tell that it's obviously a stone floor, which is different than kind of the dirt and earthworks that you've been walking on throughout most of this journey along this tunnel. And it opens up and you didn't realize how cold these tunnels were until the warm air comes in from wherever you opened up to. Amelia, you still have a torch. Lucky, you have a torch. And from where you are, Lucky, without doing anything, just holding the torch, you can see what is probably some sort of a basement, but very, very old. So the same type of stonework that you were seeing in the sewer tunnel areas is now extended out to what seems like some sort of basement. The ceiling itself is only about 5 foot up, so you're going to have to kind of lean down from where you are in the tunnel to get into this area.
Crypt.
Real fast, for that wave of like damage stuff, since that's mental, would courage play a role into that, like resisting damage?
It would. So yeah, you have a courage of 1, so take 1 less damage.
So that's important there.
Look at that chatty cat.
Aww.
So Lucky, you're in the lead right now.
Yep. I'll step in.
Appreciate
When
the
I
follow.
when I step on the stone, do I leave a footprint? In other words, is it dusty and in such a way that I could see if this is a high traffic, low traffic area?
So you put the torch down towards your feet, Lucky.
Yeah.
And you see your foot kind of climb over the hole, right? That goes from the tunnel where you are into this low ceiling area.
Yeah.
And as you see your boot land, you just see that as kind of the dust spreads out from the air of your boot impacting it.
Cool.
And it's probably easily an inch and a half worth of dust.
Excellent. That means that this is not a high traffic area. And if somebody has been down, I'd see tracks. Like I don't have to be, mission tracker of survival. I'm just going, this is blatantly obvious type stuff.
And as you work your way in, Lucky, with a torch ahead of you, this room is empty. Looks to be about 14 or 15 by 15. Like I said, low ceiling.
Okay.
But you do see up ahead some sort of trap door. There's no stairs or ladder leading up to it, but from where you are, obviously you have no trouble touching the top of the ceiling. So if you want to work your way there, you'd be able to reach it. Trollbait,
Okay.
appreciate the cheers, man.
I'm going to keep sweeping the torch on the floor looking for 2 things. One is tracks, and 2 is any kind of tripwire.
Oh yeah.
Let me get a roll for that. What do you want to use for that, Mike?
Let's take a look at what I got. Well, again, I'll use engineering and insight, I think.
That'll help you with the tripwire stuff. I don't know if it'll help you with the tracks.
Yeah.
To get a little bit more general, we might be able to try to capture both.
I'm more worried about traps right now than doing the dust.
That's fair.
So.
Very nice. 1 success. So Lucky, as you now get your entire body here. Tomas and Amelia are still kind of in the tunnel, but can see as you are Indiana Jones with the torch along the floor, looking up along the walls. The red light is kind of, for the first time in who knows how long, just creating a warm glow on all of this stone. Who knows the last time someone has actually been in here. But as best as you can tell, Lucky, no type of tripwires. Each of the stones you're stepping on don't give like Raiders of the Lost Ark opening scene. Coda Mojo, thanks for the cheer. Tomas and Amelia, you see good old Lucky out there in front, kind of scouting out for you. What are the 2 of you doing? Tomas, you've got your pistol out. I know that.
Yep. I'll slowly step in behind him, and I'll just try to give the whole room a once over and figure out exactly like where we're at, kind of like what kind of room we're in. More general, like get a sense of like what it is, if I can do that.
Don't need a roll for that, Tomas. It's really hard to tell what this was for. What you can tell is it's old. So if you remember, your contact mentioned, this being pre-Roman tunnels and pre-Roman structures here that you were traveling through. This could easily be that. Easily could be something that was built very, very long ago. And with the dust that you're stirring up as you step on it, the emptiness of the room, whatever this was for, it doesn't appear it's been used for anything for who knows how many decades or centuries.
Cool.
So he'll look back and say, I think torches are safe for now. If we want to light a torch up.
Well, I think I have one lit just so I could do the check for traps. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
You lit it back up after we came
Yeah.
in? Okay.
I
my bad.
assumed you had. Yeah, that's my
Okay,
fault.
that's fine.
Okay, so over to the bottom of the trap door, the underside, and just stand there and listen nice and like give it a good 10 count to see if there's any sound from above.
So, Lucky, you put your hand up to it, and that's when you realize that it's stone. So it's indented. It's obviously stone on top of this door entrance here. It's cold, but not any colder than anything else. But as far as being able to hear what's above it, it's all you can really hear is the echoing of the footsteps and the breathing of
Is the
yourself and your
stone
compatriots.
Set in like I want to say like a cornice stone or something like that. That actually there's no hinge for it. It's more like just a block that corks a bottle.
Not corks a bottle, but tops the bottle, right? So imagine something that whatever it is on this is larger than the whole entrance that you're seeing there. But no,
Yeah.
there's no indication of any type of hinges or anything like that.
Well, I hope it's not a thick stone, otherwise it's going to be a bitch to lift. Sorry, children.
So it looks like we're in the basement of this building. Kinda.
I'd say we're in the sub basement of the building.
I know.
Yeah, Amelia has definitely, been keeping track using her survival skill as she's been going through. And Amelia, this is definitely where the chateau would be, right? So you have reached your goal as far as you can navigate. But based on how much up and down you went through and gone through, if this was 25 feet below ground level, you wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
So I hate to play to a stereotype that my character has, but I would not see it as a bad idea to wonder if you could just like rig this room with like a remote detonator in case everything else goes badly. We can at least collapse the building and end whatever's going out of here.
That's a thought.
I mean, he is kind of like, that's a resistance-y thing, It's like, oh, well, the Germans might beat me, but I'll take them with me.
We have learned that Tomas likes to blow shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of figured that out myself.
I mean,
like worst case, the German, like, if he figures like, okay, worst case, I carry the little switch with me, and if it looks like we're about to die, I'll take them with us.
seems like a solid plan to Amelia.
When you have a lighter, the world is full of wicks.
Or you have a demolitions kit, and you spent 3 years blowing Nazis up in Prague before this. That's what you do.
So what do we want to do then, Tomas? Describe to me what we're going to do here.
My thought is, and I might ask, I think Lucky, particularly his background, could probably help me figure out where I could distribute a couple charges throughout this room just to drop the ceiling down and, just drop everything down into this room if needed. I will use my prototype ability to see if I can make a detonator I could carry with me. So I'll need to make an engineering roll for that, first of all.
All right, so let's first come up with some sort of remote detonator. Before we do this with a prototype, it's not going to be wireless, right? So
Right.
what are your give me an idea of what you want this prototype detonator to be or how you want it to function.
So I talked to you guys, and like, do we either set it on a timer where if we don't make it back down there in 2 hours, it just collapses the building? I could rig that. What do you guys think? Because if we're not back out of here in 2 hours, we're dead probably.
Yeah. What time is it approximately?
I think at this point we're probably getting close to 2 a.m.
How about giving it 4 hours, sunrise?
Let's do it. 4 hours. Good idea. So
Yeah.
he'll try to rig a timer on this. So in 4 hours, if it doesn't happen, that's what the detonator is going to do. In 4 hours, if I don't get back down there to stop it, it's going to set those charges off.
Whose watch are you going to use? Because you forgot yours.
Okay.
Both Lucky and Amelia have one.
Okay. I'll ask for a volunteer on it. What, you mean my Apple Watch doesn't exist back then?
All right. So I'm imagining that
Actually,
Tomas,
I give you a pocket watch.
very nice.
Fancy.
Tomas pulls his pack off and kind of sits Indian style, kind of in the center of this room, and kind of has the torch propped up. And you just see him starting to pull shit out of his pack. And it's like, whoa. And it just kind of lays it out in front of him, kind of grabs Lucky's watch, and let's start working, Tomas. So let's try first your prototype roll.
Okay.
Which will be
As he's doing
engineering.
this, Amelia, or Victoria, Amelia, I lean over to you and can you believe we walk that close to him?
So I'm going to do
I have to.
engineering with reason, I think is the best.
I
one
like
here,
it.
Correct. Okay.
Do you want to give me some threat? Nope, I guess no.
I don't think I need it.
How did you get 3?
I didn't get 3. I rolled 2.
That was 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
The graphics showed 3. Okay, so you got your
Yeah.
success. So
Yep.
using Lucky's pocket watch, you're able to set up a detonator. Then you set it for what you believe to be 4 hours.
Okay. And then this is where I would ask for any of you guys that could assist me. I want to kind of identify like where the points are around the ceiling, and maybe if there's any pillars or something that we think would just bring the ceiling down into this, which hopefully would bring the ceiling down above it, and just get that collapsing effect.
They both can do that. So if you explain to
I'll-
me what skill and attributes you want to use, roll 1 die, and explain
go
how
with-
you're assisting.
Mechanical engineering again, or just engineering, looking for supporting walls is the
Excellent.
term.
So roll 1 die for me.
Roll 1 die out.
Yep.
Sorry, I rolled 2. I'll do it over.
Okay.
I haven't even looked at the numbers. I'm just doing it. That's a success.
All right. So that's going to give Tomas a success. Amelia, how are you going to help?
Well, I've got 1 in engineering.
That's good. You want to use engineering with what?
Would insight work for this? Or
Definitely.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
then.
definitely. Because so reason is trying to calculate, right? Try to
Mhm.
figure out, and insight is observing, right? To really kind of do that. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely think engineering with insight works. And just
Okay.
make sure you're rolling 1 die.
Yes. Boo.
I'm going to hold on to
So
that
close.
complication. Actually, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is immediately turn that into a threat. So I'm
Okay.
going to go up to 4 threat. All right. So Tomas, you have an extra success here. What are you going to use to build this
I'm going to use.
and connect to your
engineering.
prototype?
I'm going to do engineering because architecture falls under engineering.
Yep.
And I'm going to use reason because he's trying to reason what he knows of physics and that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
So let's do engineering.
So it's kind of a big roll. You sure you don't want to give me some threat?
I have 1 success. I am succeeding on a.
This is going to be difficulty
14.
2.
I'm succeeding on a 14,
So you're going to need 2 successes.
and I've already got
Cool.
1 banked.
You do.
And he's got 1 threat already.
I
Yeah,
got
we'll
4
give. What do
threat.
you guys think? You got 4 threat. I think we give him 1 more, guys. What do you think? Let's give him 1 more. We'll do it. I'll roll
All
3
right.
dice.
So I'm going to go up to 5 threat, and then let's go ahead and add a die. So 3 dice. We just need 1 success
And a complication.
and
Ah!
a complication.
And it was the 3rd dice that got the success. too.
So you set your charges. You've got them wired up. You've got this timer going. You've got it set for 4 hours. I'll explain the complication later. It's not going to be a
Fun.
threat.
Oh, great. And he looks back at you guys and he's like, well, no matter what happens with us, they will not win. Let's go.
That's great, but I'd kind of like to win.
Yeah, like ideally, if we could not die, that'd be great.
Oh, I agree. But this way, They died too, at least.
We definitely
See,
know.
it's that 2.
We definitely know which members of the party do not have a death wish.
Oh, Tomas doesn't have a death wish. He's just making sure that, like,
Are you sure?
yeah, he's not. He didn't ring a dead man switch. Like, this doesn't impede him succeeding at all in the mission. It just makes sure he can't fail.
I mean, I hope to go to heaven, but I don't want to boost.
All right, so you guys have got this room, cellar, crypt rigged. You've got this stone block that's blocking what appears to be the only way out other than the way you came back.
I go under the stone block. How heavy does it, like, just, again, doing that graded pressure just to see whether it's super heavy or whether it starts to shift as soon as I put my hands to it?
You put your hands on it and immediately it does not move or shift, but you kind of get your legs under you a little bit lucky,
Yeah.
and you can tell that it could be slid. You're not real confident you could lift it off, but you could probably lift up enough to maybe potentially slide. There would be room for 2 of you to do this. So we could, I would be happy. This is going to be a 3 difficulty, but we don't even have to do the assist. We can have 2 separate rolls because 2 separate people could do this action.
Okay. Tomas.
I'm brawn of 7.
I'm
I think
brawn
I'm-
of 8.
I think
Yeah.
Amelia is going to be the one.
Amelia's
Good God.
stronger than Tomas.
So
Yep.
that's a, I've got this. Is
He's
totally going to happen.
he's a little skinny lab rat.
I'm a
But-
brawn of
but-
9. The little old guy's the strongest one in the crew.
So I'm imagining Lucky's there and just, being World War II sexist, Lucky's like, Tomas, help.
Yep.
What's Amelia do?
Just like push Tomas out of the way. Screw you, old man.
He's like, after you, madame. Fraulein, after you.
All right. So let's start off with Amelia's roll. So we know it's going to be brawn, right? But what skill do we want to use, Amelia?
How about athletics?
I love it.
So she's doing it right, and I'm trying to get the best slide, so I'm going to stick to my engineering just to get it to move in the right direction.
All right. So between the 2 of you, I need 3 successes.
And we each rolled twice, so
Oof. Nice.
that does it.
Very, very nice. So let's be clear. Amelia loosened the jar.
Yeah.
But the 2 of you begin to slide this. And what you realize is that whatever this is has to be at least twice the size of the hole that you're covering. And he begins to slide. And as you get to the edge, light does start to come through. So I'm going to
Dose
stop
of
as soon as
torches.
that happens.
Dose of torches.
Okay. Tomas,
And-
I'm assuming Tomas was holding the torches behind you, and you say that he just shoves them down real fast and rolls them out.
Yep.
He was like double fisting torches.
Now that we got a crack, can we hear anything?
You can. So it's muffled, but you can hear voices. Muffled such that they're not immediate where you are, right? So they're not coming from above you, immediately above you because of the muffled nature of it. Any of you guys have any type of occult background or contact with the occult or anything like that?
Amelia
found
does.
He found that relic, but he doesn't really understand what it is, so no.
Sort of.
You've been around it before, right, Amelia, if I remember
Yes.
correctly?
Yes.
So I can't explain why necessarily, Amelia, but you can just get a feeling that something's happening. And whatever's happening is not of this plane. And it doesn't feel good. But it's close.
That's not good.
I don't understand her, so I'm just looking, going, what? at the stone.
Something feels wrong. Stop. Just stop. Let's not move this right this second.
There's not another way out, though, is there?
Technically, we could go back.
So
Can I?
Tomas would be like, I don't know much about this, but this sounds like things I heard. Rumors that they were doing at the university when they commandeered the research facilities. It's like, it's like they do this everywhere. We can't run from it. And I mean, he's
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. He's just gonna be like, we've got to go. We can't.
Get
We have to
closer and
face it.
see what's going on. Information is power.
All right, you first.
Okay, the rest of the stone, like the crack wide enough for a person to get through.
So as you and Amelia start sliding at Lucky,
Yeah.
you see a few things as more and more of is being revealed. You can see where the light's coming from, and it's an oil lamp that seems to be hanging on the far wall. Keeping in mind, this isn't Dungeons and Dragons, right? There's electricity. But for whatever reason, there's an oil lamp here. And you see crates, piles of crates.
I mean, it is an old basement.
And there's a distinct possibility that they're using oil because even if it's a chateau, they don't necessarily have the electricity run to all of the building. You know, like the basement might still be candles and torches. You go higher up and you hit the spotlights.
Or it could be something significantly worse.
On the bright side, and I'm sure Tomas already has this running through his head, oil burns.
So as we see the three of you kind of discussing, taking in this new site, the camera cuts away and comes back to a close-up of a pocket watch.
Ah, shit.
And the pocket watch second hand goes and then starts to speed up.
Oh no.
Damn it, I knew he was gonna do that.
Damn it, Tomas.
Okay,
So
I
the
wanna give
audience
you-
knows, but
I
our
want
three
to give you a
heroes do
close up
not.
of my pocket watch that I gestured with earlier. Okay, I think you'll appreciate the fact that it's actually broken.
Well, with the one that
And
Tomas used is working too well.
The crystal is shattered.
Nice.
Oh no.
It's a pretty watch. All right, so we cut back to the three of you discussing the situation. We've got an oil lamp. We've got crates.
Yeah, I'm gonna scurry up, like pull myself up and belly out, like getting out of the pool, just to get up into the room, and then offer a hand to whoever's next.
So as you get up there, Lucky, you put your hand down. You realize what you moved is some sort of engraved stone coat of arms. Coat of arms you've not seen before, but is not weird or doesn't have tentacles on it or anything. But it seems to be some sort of engraved coat of arms that was engraved with stone and laying over on top of this. You put your arm down.
Okay.
Amelia, you grab Lucky's arm, and Lucky pulls you up, and Tomas, Lucky pulls you up as well. You're now.
Tomas.
Go ahead.
Okay. I said I want to go inspect the crates stealthily.
So you get in here. It's obviously some sort of storage room. The room
Exits.
itself is old, but not nearly as old as what you've been traveling through. This might be late 18th century old. There's wood crates all over. We've got the one oil lamp, and then we've got a wooden door held together by iron on the far side. There's got to be at least 15 or so crates, and getting from where you are, it's going to be, sliding between crates in order to get that. And the crates are stacked up to the top. Tomas, you go to some of the crates. They're all nailed shut. You kind of work one up, and you see it's full of hay.
Oh,
And I'm just
okay.
at this point, I'm having you just kind of cracking it open a little bit.
Yeah. Before I would even do that, there's no labels, I'm assuming, on or anything like that. If there's no labels or anything, I would crack it open, and if I see the hay, I would find like a stick or a rod or something and just gently poke into it, very gently, very, very gently.
So I think in your mechanics kit, you have a small crowbar.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
take
sure.
that
Yeah.
take that crowbar and you kind of slide it into the crack that you've made in the crate, and you hear as it hits something inside the crate past the hay.
Okay. I would say let's gently get the lid off and slowly pull the hay off around it, very carefully.
Are we good with
Yeah,
that,
I'm
Amelia and
curious.
Lucky?
I'm curious too.
Yeah.
So you work the lid off. You kind of picking up the hay, kind of sliding it aside, and there's this huge ceramic urn. Looking at it, who has the best academic skill? Or does anybody have academics?
That would be.
I
I have a 1 in academia. Yes.
Okay.
I also have a 1 in
All right, so
academia.
Both Thomas and Amelia, you recognize it immediately. It looks Italian, possibly even Roman. Very, very old. It is worn and cracked, but it is intact. Now, the size of the crate leads you to believe that this is not the only thing in the crate, right? So that's at the top as you've kind of pushed the hay off to the side. You see this ceramic urn that's there. More than likely, there's other things under it, even if it's just all hay.
Okay.
This seems too unassuming, I guess.
I agree.
Depends on what's in the urn. Is there any symbols on the urn? Like, is it?
Yeah, there's
Go ahead.
depictions. There's a painted depictions. Looks like horse and chariots.
What's a
Very-
Roman urn?
very
About
faded, though.
3 drachma a week.
Boo. I want to see if there's anything else in this crate.
So Amelia, you kind of lift the urn up. It's heavy. Hand it off to Lucky. You dig your hands further in there, and you find an assortment of ceramics. You find some ceramic bowls, similar age and condition, some ceramic cups, and a ceramic pitcher. And just weeding your way through each time, just handing the ceramic pieces off to Lucky. And that's
Okay,
all that
I'm
appears
not
to
going
be
to
in this
do the
crate.
Scooby-Doo where I'm balancing them all on my arm and the last cup goes on the head. No.
Seems really this is an odd collection of things.
Unless it was the housewares of the chateau, if they were into showing off Roman stuff. And this is just cold storage.
I think what's more odd, Amelia, than the ceramics that are inside this crate is the green glow that's coming from under the door.
Oh yeah, bury the
Oh
lead.
no.
He forgot to mention that part.
Let's forget that.
So the antique roadshow is over.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the green glowing door takes preference. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
You did not mention anything about green
You guys
glow.
were very
Friendship.
focused on the crates.
Friendship with crates ended. Green glowing door, now best friend. Yeah, let's go to the door and like listen at it first.
Tomas, you get to the door. The door is warm. And you put your ear up to it. And that's where the muffle is coming from, the muffled sounds. When you were kind of entering into this storage room or whatever the hell it is, you kept hearing the muffled noises and it sounded like conversations. But now that you've got your ear to the door, it's far more rhythmic.
Like
Still-
chanting.
Still voices.
Sokatoa, Sokatoa. Math chants.
Kalivas. Kalivas.
I lie down on the ground, and if there's a crack at the bottom of the door, I try to see through to see if there's any, if I just see the shadow of footprints moving, that sort of thing.
So you get down on the ground, Lucky, and kind of doing your
Yeah.
best to. There's not a whole lot of space there. So the green glow is not constant. It seems to be wavering, sometimes getting more intense, sometimes getting lighter. It's obvious whatever this room is that this door leads to is completely lit, but it's very difficult for you to see too far. Very quickly, your perception goes to null. So, but what you can tell is there doesn't appear to be anything or anybody in front of the door.
Is the
Crack
light
that bad
fading
boy open.
down? Is that in time with the chanting?
You don't feel a connection, right? So if there's definitely a rhythm to the chanting, but for lack of a better word, the intensity changes in the glow seem to be far more chaotic.
They're not synced up to it, kind of. Okay.
Don't appear to be at this point.
Hinges on our side of the door or the other side?
It's going to open out.
Other side.
Okay, I've got my pistol in my hand. I think Amelia and I flank the door, and Lucky opens it.
Give my lucky rabbit's foot a little, pull it out, rub it, put it back under the jacket. I have no shirt left because of that damn dog.
Hey, at least you're not like permanently burned.
True. I will give you that. And you can keep it. Okay. Quietly just, is the door locked?
It is not.
I didn't think so. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Check to make sure that they both got their things. There's no light in here. Last thing I want to ask before I open the door, from the door, can you see the hole we came up through?
No. So it's a bit of a maze of crates.
Good, then we didn't have to cover it. I didn't want to have to hide it, but if it's obscured by that, then I figure that's good enough. And I crack the door as slowly as I can to open it up without making too much noise.
So your hand goes down to where you anticipate the doorknob to be, and then you realize that even in this day and age of doorknobs, it's kind of like an old latch, right? We kind of have to lift up on a metal piece, and you can feel it click on the other side. You start pressing on the door. I need to know where Tomas and Amelia are.
I would assume we're kind of almost like, because the door's opening into the other room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd both be like flanking on either side of the door a little bit.
Okay. Tomas has got his pistol out. Amelia?
I have my rifle ready.
Okay.
I'll be hinge side, if that's all right.
Yep.
That's fine.
If it's all right with you, Lucky, I'm going to have you duck down a little bit, maybe, just because you've got Amelia with the rifle behind you. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, if shit hits the fan, I'm going to hit the floor because I think it's going to be passing over, and I'll just be like crawling under the wire again. Yep.
So, Lucky, you're slowly opening the door. It's making noise, but not anything loud enough to go over the chanting, which starts to clear up as you open up, and it is definitely chanting. And as you're pushing the door open, you start to take in. This room has to have at least 15-foot ceilings. It's very, very large, maybe 40, 50 feet in diameter. And it seems to be multi-leveled. The green glow is filling the room up against the walls and everything. It's just this glow that seems to be coming from the front on this raised dais. So you can see a raised dais. On there, there's a large slab, sarcophagi, coffin-looking thing. And standing there is a guy completely glow with the green light coming from the book that he's holding. And he's the one that's leading the chant.
Well, that's
He's
the
in
guy.
He's in Black Sun uniform. It's very difficult to get a sense of his face from where you are. Next to him, also chanting, is somebody in a far more traditional Nazi officer's uniform, but also with a Black Sun armband that you can see from where you are. And you can see at least one Black Sun soldier with his back to you, but you can't see the whole room. On top of this sarcophagus, you can see a man tied down where his clothes have been obviously ripped off. He's laying there nude. And it seems that the glow is coming up from the book, but also spilling over and lighting the room and going in towards the man that is tied up to this stone. And you just hear this, I don't know, Data Bada, a language you've never, ever heard before. If you want to open up the door more, we can.
Yep,
So if we
bit
can
more. So,
yeah.
and just behind me, so these guys can see, I've seen 3 so far. So I'm just holding up the number of people I've seen, not including the sacrificial victim. He doesn't count, but that's my count right now.
Oh, he
the
doesn't count as a
voices-
person?
not as a threat.
Not a human?
We'll shoot him if we have to, but he's not initially something we need to waste ammo on. But the from the voices and the chanting, do these 3 account for the chanting, or do I think that there's a possibility that there's more in the choir?
You can't account for all the voices from what you can see right now.
That's what I thought. Okay, what kind of cover have we got inside if we want to go in to get into this room?
So lining the second interior of this area, there are columns. So there's a possibility that you could work your way to a column that would stop you from getting into the main chamber area.
Yeah.
The columns are large. They're like a good 5-6 foot, like huge. Couldn't put your arms around them if you wanted to. Columns.
These are the supporting walls I was talking about.
These are
Okay,
load bearing.
I've got at
Yeah.
least one more round in my demo kit, just so you know.
Okay. I'm going to nice and slowly step to one side so Amelia, who is the best for moving quietly, has a chance to. I point over towards one of the columns.
You want to go for it, Amelia?
Yeah, let's sneaky sneaks.
All right. So I would be shocked if you didn't have a focus that would help with this.
I have camouflage and rural stealth.
I don't think either of those will help. So we're just gonna have to
Yeah.
do stealth and what?
Stealth and coordination, perhaps?
I'm good with stealth and coordination. This is going to be a 1 difficulty because there's not a whole lot of attention on the sides of the room based off of the people that Lucky was able to see.
Alrighty.
One success. Target number 14.
The dice hate me tonight.
So Amelia, how do you get from where you are to this column that's about a good 6 foot away from the door?
Figure it is very, very slowly. Kind of sidestep my way over to where the column is.
So you're the
Have that
first.
rifle just like right up against my body.
You've got it up against your chest. You're working yourself to the wall, and you end up being the first of the 3 of you to really enter this chamber. And as soon as you clear the door, keeping that column kind of between you and the main action that's happening up there on the main dais, you see off to your right 2 other Black Sun soldiers with the black uniforms, the hats, the gas masks, facing. One has a standard rifle like you saw out there in the countryside. Another one looks to have a large tank on his back, what appears to be a flamethrower. Neither of them surprise you that much. And those do account for the voices now, right? So now what you're hearing, the chanting, it looks like all of them are participating in the chanting.
Okay.
But
I'm
there's
gonna.
another figure that's silent. And it seems to be halfway between where our flamethrower trooper and our rifle trooper is and where this dais is. And whatever it is has its back to you. It's facing the dais. It obviously has Black Sun uniform, trooper uniform on it. And it's hard to tell with the light, and it's hard to tell with kind of the pulsating green that's coming off of this book. But its head is elongated. And it's hairless. And it just comes to this bizarre point, and the point of this head is just kind of twitching a little bit in sync to the chanting. And you look to its hands, and it's standing kind of chest out with its back to you, and you look at its hands, and it's got these elongated fingers. The fingers each of them have to be at least a foot and a half long. Let's go to credits. Not credits. Let's go to a break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, we are back. Amelia, just a quick recap. Up at the altar, we have some person whose face isn't real clear with the way his hat kind of covers his features, holding a book, leading the chanting. The green glows coming from that area and feeding, not only filling the room with this green glow, but seems to be almost like a mist coming down into the person that's tied to this sarcophagus that's on the dais. You've got two Black Sun troopers that you can see, each with rifles, one a third with what looks like a flamethrower, some bizarrely shaped humanoid thing with really long fingers and this bizarre elongated back skinless head. And then the last thing that you notice is on the far wall, there appears to be 3 men and 4 women in typical French peasant clothing, standing chained to the wall.
That's not good. I don't like any of this. I'm gonna look back towards the door to see if I can catch like Lucky's attention or Tomas's. And where Lucky did his
3.
3 earlier, I'm gonna motion back towards him with 3.
The gentleman who is lying down and having a rest time right now was stripped down. Are his clothes on the floor anywhere?
They are. You do
Are
see
they
they're
Black
torn.
Sun, or are they French peasant?
French peasant.
Okay.
So the chanting continues and then seems to change. And the guy at the front starts to gesture with his hand, creating kind of a circle motion over the book itself. And the light pulsating seems to change. As that intensifies, the temperature of the room goes up a good degree or two.
Well, this is not good. I mean, I think we have to stop it. I worry about us in a gunfight here, but we're gonna have to try, I think.
I look back to Tomas and kind of gesture the old pulling a pin and throwing a grenade.
Thumbs up. And he pulls his pack off his back. I probably in my demo kit, I probably have enough for one more charge. Because it's a demo kit 3, and this is my 3rd use of it. So it does say that demo kits can be split. So I'll find the stuff in here real fast. Find the gear stuff in here. If you guys want to figure out what y'all want to do while I do this real fast, that way we don't.
Yeah.
If I can find demo kits in here.
Can Amelia see this kind of like gesture exchange from where she is? Yeah. Okay. She's also gonna like lift the rifle and.
I point. Now, have I seen the flamethrower guy yet?
No.
He was out of your vision.
Yeah, he's out of your vision if you're still in the room.
Yeah. Well, no, okay, I stepped out of the way. I think we need more eyes in there. So while he's playing with his toys, there's pillars spaced all around, yes?
Yep, there's about 10 feet between each of them.
So how far from
Yep.
the door? She went 6 feet to one pillar. How far is the next pillar, say, in the opposite direction?
But let's say about 10, 12 feet.
All right. So my demo kit has 1.5 pound standard charges, standard demo charges. It does say each charge can be cut in half to form 2 smaller charges. So I probably have 1 charge left.
Yeah, you've got 1 resource left on that skill kit. So
Yep. So I'm gonna I would quickly try to kind of cut the 1 charge in half and see if I could quickly rig 2 small hand grenade size. They're probably more powerful than hand grenades, but they won't have the shrapnel. But the actual explosive is more powerful.
okay,
So that's what Tomas is going to start working on.
Lucky.
Okay. 10 feet's a fair distance to go when I am not the sneaky person. It's because of the backpack full of tools. And I'm not leaving them behind. Don't even suggest it. No.
Just gonna jingle jangle your way over there.
Jingle jangle.
I really don't like that, but I also don't see enough. I need to step into the room and just start working my way slowly, over the space of 2-3 turns along the wall until I can get in line with a column.
Are we going to a column that's closer to the front or farther from the front of the room?
Well, how far into the room before I can see the other people, so I know what?
You'll see them as soon as you clear the door.
Okay, in the direction of the flamethrower guy.
Okay, so towards the back of the room.
Yes.
Okay, so this will take, like you said, a round or 2 for you to get there, but it's only going to take 1 roll. So you want to use stealth, I think, and something else.
Yeah, stealth and, as usual, coordination, so I don't jingle, jangle, jingle.
Sounds good. Do you want to give me any threat?
No, I'm going to just take my chances.
All right.
You got enough threat.
Nice.
Very, very nice. That is going to be able to get you there in a round or 2, Lucky. So
even Amelia thought that was pretty well done.
you clear, and you start working your way towards that back area. Tomas, you split what's left of your demo kit, realizing that this is it. You're running out of equipment. You're running out of tools as you kind of go through this kit of yours. You split the explosives into 2 pieces. You start rigging them. Let's do a roll for each one.
Okay, sounds good.
And
Yeah,
this will be just a roll to see if you're successful, right? To make sure that these things would blow up.
And part of doing this is he's gonna try to just grab a wire out of it and just wrap wire around it to kind of simulate a grenade a little bit.
Okay.
So, okay, let's do that. This will be. I'm gonna do engineering, reason, with I have a focus in explosives.
So make sure you click on the explosives on the character sheet. That'll give you the extra focus.
Yeah, focus is on. I see that. Yep. Reason. All right, it's 14. Let's see what we get.
Got 1 success, and you dodged the complication. So you're able to rig that first one.
Okay.
Let's try to rig the second.
Same thing. Let's do it. He is nervous. His hands are shaking from this. Another
You've got
success.
2 live explosives. Both about a little bit smaller than a baseball.
Yep. And he put 2 little chemical fuses that might be like 30 seconds or like 3 seconds once he starts them going. So he looks at you guys and just goes, mind throwing, and Shrug says win.
So the camera cuts back to Amelia. Amelia, you've kind of mentioned you brought the gun kind of off your chest a little bit. I imagine your back's maybe up against this pillar.
Yes.
It is all that I do.
I'm kind of
If you look at
just watching and waiting for these guys to get ready.
If you look at Tomas, he points at himself and he points and makes the squiggly hand motion. It goes boom, like he's going to throw at the squiggly hand guy.
Okay, I hold up a fist and go, whoops, in camera. I'm trying. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
When you hit 3, you see Tomas strike the fuse and throw. with 3-second fuse. So
And where are we throwing this, Tomas? So you have a big room.
I'm gonna throw the first one towards the weird looking guy. I think that's
Okay.
the best call.
That's in the middle of the room, kind of halfway.
Yeah, is there a spot like it looks like it could catch shovel over them right there? Because this is an area.
No, I think that this explosive would definitely hit this guy. I don't know if it would be large enough to do a whole lot more than that.
Okay.
But the good news is I don't think it would affect any of the peasants that are chained up against that far wall.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because they normally have area, but I did split it in half. They have a lot. They have area, stun, and vicious, but cool. Let's do that then. Okay, so I will chuck it at I think the squiggly guy for the first charge.
All right.
He looks unnatural, right?
Oh yeah.
He don't look natural.
So I'm gonna do fighting coordination.
Okay.
That's a ranged attack, right?
You want to give me any threat?
Oh God, this is a 10, guys. What do you guys think? I will
got
minor
5.
action. I will minor action aim first,
Okay. So that
so I
gives
can
you an
reroll
extra,
one.
gives you a
reroll.
1 reroll, right?
Save the
Luckily-
threat for the second grenade. We may really,
'cause-
really need that one.
Because I just have to land this at his feet, not really hit him.
Yeah.
So let's roll. Shit! I can
Oh,
reroll a
no.
die. I can reroll a die with the aim. I can reroll a die, right?
So yeah, click the die you want to reroll on that thing, and then hit reroll.
That's gonna be the 20.
Really? You sure?
No
Very
way.
sure.
Ah,
Ah,
Success.
Ooh, very nice. Because of that aim, you didn't have to spend any momentum to do that. You have a success. We see this contraption wrapped in wire as Tomas kind of slides out on Lucky's gesture of 3. And he's moving a little bit sooner than Lucky really wanted him to move. He was kind of Lucky was thinking on 1. Tomas is moving on 3. We see Tomas slide out and just overhand tosses this thing towards whatever that thing is. We have a success, and I am trying to see how much stress a grenade causes.
So this is a satchel charge. So I'm looking at, or standard charge is what I used.
Okay.
That's what's in the kit. Now I cut it in half, so I don't know if
Correct.
that affects it, but it's a 1.5 pound. So it's a 3 standard pound. I cut it in half, so that's the 1.5 pound standard charge. It doesn't really list how the damage changes, but it's 10 Cthulhu area stun.
Okay, so it's a 10 stun. So what I want you to do is type in to the chat /R.
Yep.
Space 5DS. That's going to roll 5 dice.
5DS. Okay.
Three with 2 specials. What are the any specials that you can trigger off of that? You got 2 of
So
them.
it's got stun, and it's also got intense, which intense is, I can't even tell if that needs to be spent. Intense says if an attack inflicts an injury and an effect is rolled, the attack inflicts an additional injury. So do
Okay.
I spend on that, or does that just happen?
So you get to pick, right? So you have 2 effects to work with, and you can spend them any way that you want. This is not going to inflict an injury, so I wouldn't necessarily spend it there. What is the other effect?
It's got stun and area.
Okay, so you could do stun and you could do area, and I would pass this damage to the flamethrower guy.
Okay, so I'll choose stun for the first effect and area for the second effect.
All right, so this thing tosses, and it goes a little bit behind whatever this monstrosity is, and it lands, and Tomas is counting 3, rolls, and then boom! Explosion, whatever this thing is, explodes at its back, and it goes flying forward and just lands face forward. The explosion is much larger than I think than Tomas realized. Also knocks the flamethrower guy on his back, but he's able to stay on his feet.
Okay.
We are
well,
going
which one's on his feet? The
What-
weird
the
guy?
flamethrower's on his feet.
Flamethrower.
He is stunned and knocked down the
weird guy.
The weird guy. All right, so it is going to be the opponent's turn. So this guy that's got the book, he kind of looks up and looks towards you, and immediately his head's down and starts this circular motion again.
Okay, and it's over to us.
And I am going to spend a threat to give him an extra die.
Oh,
Gives him 2 successes. All right. We see the green light start to intensify. And the temperature in the room changes again. All right, Amelia, Lucky.
I'm gonna shoot that guy.
You gonna shoot the book guy?
Yeah, gonna aim and shoot specifically.
So there's a truth that's happening here with this book light, and it's giving him 1 cover. So it increases the difficulty by 1 because of the way the light's coming off of it and kind of the shifting of his image as he's going. So you're gonna need 2 successes to hit him.
Okay.
But you will be able to aim.
Yes. Gonna use my rifles focus. Whoops, wrong thing. Go away. Thank you. Ow. Gonna re-roll that 19.
Oh, that's right. You had
Aim.
the aim.
Yep.
All right. So 1 success. He is not going to dodge this. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very nice. So 1 effect, 2 damage. What effect do you want to use?
I don't think I have any effects on my rifle. Yeah.
what's your rifle?
M1 carbine.
I think you can always spend an extra. Oh, that's extra successes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you fire and aim. It's real hard to get a bead on him, right? You're looking through the sight on it, and it seems like his image is shifting as the light glows. It fires, and you can see that it hits his shoulder. He kind of draws back. Not clear what kind of armor or anything that he might have on under that, but it definitely hits him. It definitely affects him. He does not stop his chanting. This definitely gets the attention of one of the troopers with a gun, who's going to turn and try to fire at you. You have cover, so he's going to need 2 difficulty. Only 1 success. So the bullet goes flying, hits the pillar as you kind of jog your head back, and some of the stone off the pillar flies as that gun fires. Lucky?
How far away is flamethrower guy?
He's close distance.
Okay. Then keeping to cover as well, just because I expect return fire. Beyond him, is that where the peasants are?
The peasants are lining the far wall.
Yeah, but I mean, if you draw a line from me to flamethrower guy, what's behind him?
You wouldn't hit any peasants. That's getting more towards the back of the room.
Then I am emptying the clip.
All right, so we're going to do salvo.
Salvo.
All right, so drop your ammo down 1.
Yeah.
So it's what kind of neat in this system that you don't really track bullets, but they do have ammo, and there's always the option with a ranged weapon to do a salvo, which usually gives an extra effect. So what's the extra effect with salvo, Lucky?
Vicious.
Vicious, which means that it'll ignore armor, which is fantastic.
And I never had ammo listed on I've got the service revolver.
Thought you had 2, so just drop that down to 1 for me.
Okay. There we go. And so first the attack.
And it's only one difficulty. He does not have cover. All right, 1 success. He is going to try to get out of the way.
He's stunned.
No, he's not. As the
the
critter
other guy
stunned.
was stunned.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He only has one success. You guys tied, which means you win. Roll damage.
Okay. Now, do you do more damage when you're doing a salvo? Is it multiple or is
No,
it
it just gives you the vicious, which means his armor won't count.
okay?
Very nice. 3 damage, 2 effects. Talk to me about the effects.
I'm actually hoping for one of them to puncture the tank.
I would
One
do
of the
that on a
rounds.
crit.
Okay, not an
Yeah.
effect.
Does the revolver have any weapon effects?
Close quarters, hidden. Nope, no effects.
Okay. All right. So you
so
go ahead.
then it's
3 damage.
So if I can go, if I want effect, but I can't get that, I want to be at least 1 in the arm. So it makes him a little clumsier.
I'm good with that. Yep. Yep. So you pop him in the arm. So you fire on the flamer guy. Bullet goes through. You hit him in the arm. It's not the arm that he's holding the flamer with, but this is a 2-handed weapon, right? It takes
Yeah.
2 hands to hold this flamer. And he got knocked back by the explosion. He gets shot by the pistol, and he's kind of still staggering back and definitely affected by this. Other guy with a rifle is now going to shoot at you because you're in clear sight, clearer sight than Amelia, but you are also in cover. So he's going to need 2 successes. Which he got. You can
Yeah.
use agility and athletics to try to dodge it.
I've got 2 in athletics, so I'll go with that. Agility is not going to help me much. That's a really good roll.
Also 2 successes. So you tie. He's going to win the tie. So let's roll damage. All right. So you have no armor, right?
Nope.
All right. So he is going to, his no effect that is going to work on this rifle, but let's go ahead and take 4 stress. Where do you get hit?
Probably I was leaning out. It would make sense for my arm as well. Like if I'm doing the,
Yep.
Weaver stance, so to speak.
So he comes down, he lays down, he gets on one knee, and he fires. You fire your pistol, and immediately you feel the bullet hit you in the arm, and it just grazes by your arm. How much stress do you have left?
1.
Ooh, that's not good. All right, so everybody has gone. 2 troopers have fired. The Black Sun trooper, we're going to count him as stunned. The unhuman thing is done. We've only got our other officer that is up there with our man. He draws his pistol and starts walking down the steps towards you guys. We go back to the top of the order. Any of the 3 of you can go first.
Oh, by the way, I just looked for Amelia and Lucky both. You have an inside of 9. So on range attacks, you roll 1 extra challenge die.
And I think it already put it in there.
It did put that in there for you? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
no,
I think, Mike, what is the damage on your revolver?
It actually says 4 + 1.
4 + 1, so that's the +1.
Gotcha.
It's 4
Okay.
by default, and that's
Yep.
that's the beauty of Foundry.
My fault. You guys were already ahead
No,
of me.
that's good that that's good as you do it. It's good that we only caught it because it calculated for us, right?
Yep.
All right, so who's going next? The chanting's going. You've got everybody's attention.
Next bomb. My next bomb is going at Book Guy.
Okay, is that what we wanted for the first slot here?
Works for me.
Can you take aim before throwing the bomb?
He can.
Yes, I did. Yes, I can. It's not inaccurate. I can do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that then. I'll take
Okay.
aim and I'll throw back at him again.
All right,
So
now
let's-
keep in mind you're going to need 2 successes here because of his cover.
All right, that's fine. So I will probably give him a threat here, guys. Sorry, but I think we want to hit him with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. Mike got an extra success on his athletics, so that was
Yeah.
an extra momentum. We have been cheating you guys. I'm just going to scroll up here real
Jeez.
quick, and then let me see here. Mike's other stealth roll was another success. All right, so you guys you spend a momentum to get an extra die. You have 1 momentum left. You're at 4 and
Okay.
1.
So I'll spend that momentum then to this instead of giving him a threat, I think.
No. You were at 2. You're going to spend 1 to go down to 1.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I'll roll 3 dice now.
Yep.
On a coordination.
You need 2 successes.
Okay, let's do it.
He throws the explosive.
Gets his 2.
Gets his 2 successes. He is not dodging. So let's do that same thing. /R 5ds.
Yep.
Oh God, you have been screwed on those damage rolls.
I know. Oh,
Do you want to take the stun though?
I will take the stun though. Because it will not inflict an injury, so the intense doesn't kick in.
Correct.
Damn. Okay. Yep.
So the explosion goes off. The sarcophagus takes the majority of it, right? But
Would
it
area, if I triggered an area with the 2 effects, would area hit anybody else?
yeah, we can have it hit the officer that's walking down with a pistol.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, then I'll have the air. I'll trigger one for the area to hit the other officer with the pistol at least.
All right, done. So they'll both be stunned.
Okay.
So you triggered stunned and area.
Yep.
They both took the damage. This causes the officer to stumble and fall down to his knees at the bottom of the steps. Our cult leader guy, he blasts away, almost dropping the book, but prevents it from hitting the ground. But he's stunned for this round, so neither of them are going to go this round. Well, let's go ahead and have our beast. He stands up and he turns towards Amelia. And Amelia, I want you to imagine what is essentially a tentacle coming from the neck of whatever this thing is, and it's skinless with the octopus puckers on the side of it, and it turns, no eyes, and a slit just opens up like this. And
Nope.
its mouth with teeth. And
Nope.
just goes, and just starts running towards you. He's going to spend his turn getting engaged with you. So he's not going to attack, but he's working to get next to you. I can have either Lucky or Amelia go.
I'm still focused on the fire guy
Okay.
because the area effect weapon sounds really nice when we're outnumbered. I emptied the gun.
Yep.
Don't have another. So I'm actually
So you have one ammo left, as long as you have not 0 ammo. So you had 2. You used salvo to go down to 1. So you can still shoot your gun, but if you were to salvo again, that would be the end of the pistol. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, but if I don't shoot soon, she's being charged by something, not someone,
Correct.
right? I'm gonna have to ignore fire for a second. It's last salvo, and then I won't worry about guns anymore because I won't have any. La, 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 la.
Okay.
Take
So
aim, like bring it up, and just so before he gets too close to her, but when he's within range to be considered close combat, empty it.
So you fire, boom, boom, boom. You fire several bullets at the flamethrower guy, and in your left ear, you can just hear this unearthly coming. You turn and realize exactly what's happened. You turn your gun, aim, and fire. Do you want to spend that last momentum?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I earned that one. I will spend it.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, but I'd kind of like to hit this time. And let's see, that would be fighting.
You should be able to just click on your
Yeah,
gun.
you should just be able to click on your pistol.
So go to your pistol. There's a little die there, and just click on it.
Yep.
It'll be coordination fighting.
Yep. And do I go up 1 die to 3?
You're spending momentum, so you're going to go up to 3 dice, and you'll be able to re-roll one of them.
So I'll
that is
re-roll
2
the 18.
successes. Yep. Click on the 18 and hit re-roll with your aim.
I re-rolled it by picking it up and throwing it, but
that won't count. So just click the 18 in the chat.
Okay, and
then hit re-roll. There you go. All right, still 2 successes. So you're going to gain a momentum.
Yep.
This is going to be vicious. So click the stress damage next to the gun.
Yep.
His armor does not matter. Much better. So 3 damage and 1 effect. Is there an effect for this gun?
Vicious? No, there isn't.
So this hits and it hurts, Lucky. You just start empty. You literally empty your gun. as you fire off at this thing, and it's hitting, and it hits its neck, it hits its shoulder, it stops it from its charge, and there is just this black molasses blood that is just splattering at as each of these bullets are hitting, and it's not falling, but you have stopped it from its charge, so it's not going to reach Amelia. All right, so we have got another rifle guy. So actually, I think our flamer guy is going to work to get within range of you, Lucky, and is going to try to see if you're flammable.
Flammable check.
You're still wet.
Yeah.
You should get an extra die. 'cause
So
you're still
he has you have 2 successes. Now, you're in a situation here, Lucky, where obviously if you roll a 1, that counts as 2 successes. So you could roll a
Yep.
1 and then a success in the other one to get 3 to beat him, or you can spend that momentum to pick up a 3rd die. This is going to be an agility.
I already
coordinate-
spent that momentum, if you recall, just a moment
You got
ago.
another one.
but you got
from
gained
your-
another one because you had
yeah.
an extra
Oh.
success.
Good God. Yeah, I'm
Take it. Yeah.
diving for cover.
All right, so agility athletics. We need 3
Which is
successes to avoid
Not
this.
my best. So I roll 3 dice or 2 dice?
It's going to be 3 dice.
2 successes.
Do you have any fortune left?
Yeah, I haven't used any.
So you have the ability to re-roll as many dice as you want if you want to spend a fortune. So you could pick up that
That's-
16 and that 10 and re-roll them.
Oh, the 10. Oh, I needed, yeah, spend 2 fortune. They call me
No,
lucky
just
for
one
a
fortune.
reason.
One fortune lets
Yeah.
you roll.
As many dice as I want.
Correct.
Okay, so that's back up to 2. And boink, boink, roll. Yeah, I just tied them.
That's all right. Let's go ahead and do the damage. The flames open up, and good Lord, this could have been much worse. So that we just see the come out from this flame, and Lucky, it comes and you get some of this, but the pillar blocks a good bit of it, and just the fire just comes past the pillar, and just the heat, it's just a searing heat on your face and on your arm as you go through it. He got 1 effect, and he is going to choose. Can you look up what's debilitating, Thomas or Patrick? Do you have weapon effects right
got
there?
it. Yes, I'm pulling it up right here. That's
And then
not under.
if you could check debilitating and escalation for me.
Okay,
But it's going to be 2 stress, Lucky.
This is enough to push me over the 10.
All right, so you're going to go down to 0 stress, and we're
Yep.
going to give you an injury. And let's call it burned skin. So go ahead and type it in burned skin. It should mark it as a physical injury.
Okay, so these are abilities on it. These are qualities.
Correct.
So they don't even need effects. I don't think they alter the way the weapon functions. So debilitating is the difficulty of any skill test to treat the physical injuries of this weapon is increased by +1.
Okay.
And escalation, I don't think this affects you. It's entering a scene with this weapon generates 1 threat.
Okay. Nope. You're good. All right. All right. So Lucky, you have taken 1 of your 3 injuries. You have 0 stress left. Any more stress that you take will add injuries. At 3 injuries, you're out of the scene. It is now. So who is gone? Lucky has gone. So I think we have Amelia and Tomas.
Tomas what? He threw.
Okay.
Yeah, I threw the other grenade. Remember?
All right. Was Lucky the last person?
No,
No,
I still need to
Amelia's
go.
gotta go.
All right. Amelia.
I'm gonna shoot the flamethrower guy, I guess.
So I love this. You have this creature
Aim.
running towards you, and Lucky turns and empties his clip into you. You hear the as the fire comes, and you change your focus as you move the rival over to shoot our flamethrower.
Yes,
There is
I would like to aim.
All right, and we have a momentum.
Sure, I'll use it.
Okay, I'll mark you down to 0. That's 3 dice, no cover, so single difficulty.
Ooh, critical.
Oh, very, very nice. That's
Critical
2 sets,
threat,
3
critical
successes.
threat.
Very, very nice. He is going to attempt to dodge this.
Yeah, I
He
don't think
does
so.
not. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alrighty.
Two damage,
Boo.
one effect. You're going to kill him, Victoria. So I
Woo.
want you to tell me what happens. You bring the rifle down, quickly shifting your focus. Lucky is just the flames are coming and you're aiming at the other side of the pillar. So Lucky's on the right side of you, that pillar. The other one's on the left. You squeeze the trigger. What happens?
You know what? Why not? Amelia hits the tank, and he just goes up in flames.
So you fire, you hit the tank, and he becomes a living torch, and we can see as the gas that's in this tank just spreads all over his upper body, and he just the screaming end of Indiana Jones candle melting face as he's like, ah, and he just starts running away. All right, so top of the round. Everybody who was stunned is no longer stunned. We have got 2 Black Sun Troopers with rifles. We have got our badly shot and wounded tentacle head. We have got our main guy trying to cast something up front, and then our officer who is now getting up off of his knees after getting knocked down from the explosion. Any of the 3 of you can go.
Tomas is going to take his pistol and try to shoot the officer before he gets up.
Okay, the officer at the bottom of the steps.
Yep.
All right, he's far enough away from the book guy that he does not get cover, so you only need 1 success.
Okay, I'm gonna aim and I'm gonna salvo just to get I think
vicious?
It's vicious, yeah. Just
All right,
unload
so
the arm.
how much
Just put
ammo what's that give you left for ammo?
That should give me 2 left. I haven't
Okay.
salvoed, but I haven't salvoed yet. So let's do this. Handgun. Let's fire this thing. Coordination. Let's roll 2. I did aim. I will re-roll that 20 with the aim.
Okay.
Oh my god.
God.
All right. I'm going to take that as a threat. That puts me up to 5 threat. But he is going to try to dodge you. He gets 0 successes. So you are going to hit him. I need damage. And this is not
Okay.
good. This is going to ignore armor.
Fine. Oh,
Nice.
Very nice. 3 damage with 1 effect. Is there an effect that you can use?
Not on the pistol, I don't think.
So you unload and you start firing, and it's just coming off the pistol. And he's obviously got something happening here that's protecting him to a certain degree, but you do hit in both shoulders, and he's knocked down. He falls back to his knee again, and he's not well.
Good.
I think he's going to go next. He looks at himself as you're firing on that, and you see him throw his pistol to the side of the room and starts making a motion with his hands. And on his chest, he's got some sort of metal insignia, and you see just a red glow start to come from that insignia.
Well, that's not good.
He is going to spend a threat to gain a die. No successes. So he starts this incantation. What happens is he brings his hands in kind of a sandwich formation, and you see a light go from this metal up straight through the back of his hands, and it just fires this red like beam, comes flying out of his hands and goes coming right for you, Tomas, but it's not going to hit you, and I want to know why.
I'm gonna assume he just like steps back right around the pillar real fast and just like the chunk of the pillar just disappears next to his head.
So you go to the pillar where Amelia is, and you go, and this thing doesn't blow anything off. You see a burning sear go through this pillar, and you just see the beam go right by your head, and you can just feel the heat from this beam as it fires, and you see it go through a hole and continue past it, a hole into the side of the wall.
Shit.
Choose a different pillar.
All right. So who's left?
Okay, I've got what I want to do. Once again, realizing that fighting these guys seems counterproductive when they're bigger than we are, I want to make a straight sprint and grab the book.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So it's going to take a turn for you to get up to the dais. I don't think I'm going to make you roll for that, though, Lucky. So you just take off and you start running. You're going to spend this round, and at the end of this round, so at the top of the next round, you're going to be at this pillar, at the sarcophagus, up here on the dais with this guy. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
He sees you running towards him and concentrates on the book. So
That's
he's
what
gonna
I
go ahead
thought.
and
If he
go.
hasn't reacted yet, he's too busy doing this to do anything bad.
He
Well,
is
other
gonna
than
go-
what he's doing.
He's definitely going to spend a threat to gain a die. And you hear the volume of his chanting get
Oh
louder.
no.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's interesting. 3
Hmm.
successes and
And
a
a
complication.
complication.
All right. So he's going to gain 2 threat from the extra successes. And I'm going to talk about the complication here in just a second. He is going... And I need to do this twice because I forgot for the other one, the stress on him. Okay, so now I got to do the stress on the ritual. So just give me 1 second. It does 4 stress to the ritual. He starts chanting louder. The green gets more and more intense, and almost as this green is getting more intense, it feels like there's some solidity coming from the book, right? So it's not just this green light anymore. It's almost like a mist now that's like getting like gaseous that starts to come from this book as he's going. For the complication, gotta think of something good here. He's reacting to you physically, Lucky. So he sees you just charging like an idiot right towards him through all
Not
of
like
this,
an
right?
idiot. I am an idiot.
Past this German officer that's got a laser hands,
Yeah.
past this tentacle-headed thing. And I don't think he saw this coming. And I'm going to have him stunned and lose the next round as he kind of staggers back. And he's just literally stunned by what you're doing right now. So that is his complication, is he is going to be stunned next round.
Face it, you didn't expect me to do that either, did you now?
I think it's awesome.
I don't think
All
any
right.
of us were expecting you to do that.
So as you are running, though, our tentacle-headed friend is going to take a swipe at you. He's got 1 success, Lucky. Agility
Dodge real
coordination
good.
to avoid it.
Okay, so that's just a straight roll. Agility.
Mhm.
Boink. That one. Nope. Tie goes to the runner.
Tie goes to the runner, but you can re-roll that 17 if you want to spend another fortune. And here's the other thing to remember too. So remember, you can spend a fortune before you roll to get 2 successes.
Spend 1 now, and I'm saving the last for the book.
Okay.
So it's click the 17 and
Click
hit
the 17
re-roll.
and hit re-roll.
Nope. Okay. So he tags me.
All right, he's going to hit you for 2 stress. That's going to be another physical thing. The claws come, Lucky, as you're running by, and he slashes into the side of you. I need you to add another physical injury. It's going to be your second injury.
Yep.
Broken ribs. Bleeding broken ribs. As this just slashes into your bare chest as you run by. That is Lucky that is gone. Who's next?
Go ahead, Amelia. I'm just going to
Yeah.
shoot the officer. So go ahead.
Oh, that's what I was.
Oh, okay. I thought you were shooting tentacle-headed guy. My bad.
I mean, I can shoot tentacle guy if you're planning to shoot the officer. That's fine with me. I'll shoot
Yeah.
tentacle guy.
All of a sudden, I'm seeing Chip and Dale going, no, 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 after you. No, I insist.
Shoot somebody.
Thomas
I'm gonna-
points at his chest and does the chest ray and then shoot.
I'm gonna aim and shoot at the tentacle guy.
All right. You've got one
I will-
success. Tentacle guy is going to attempt to.
She can re-roll the miss.
I aimed so I can re-roll.
Oh, that's right. You can reroll the miss. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you aimed.
Ooh.
Dose successes.
Nice.
He is going to try to dodge.
All of a sudden, she's gone, Trinity, duck this.
Craig's been rolling rocks tonight, man.
Spending a threat. He's going to roll 3 dice to
Oh.
try to dodge this. He needs 3 successes to avoid it, which he does not get. Let's roll damage.
Roll.
All right. You
Nice.
fire him, and do you have anything special as far as injuries concerned? He's going to get injured. Is there any quality on your gun that affects injuries?
No.
Okay. So you shoot and you take out one of his arms. So the firing goes, and the arm that slashes Lucky, and just the blood coming off of Lucky's ribs and torso area, as he's finishing that, you fire and you just start hitting his arm, and just bullet after bullet goes through the arm, and you can tell that the arm just falls limp. And the way that his body moves, you can tell that you've completely disabled his arm.
Hooray.
All right, so we've got 2 troopers. One of the troopers is going to aim at Tomas.
Tomas has cover, correct?
He does. We're going to need 2 successes, which he does not, but he does pick up a complication.
Gun jam.
Yeah, let's have that gun jam. He's going to be stunned. I like it. All right, who's left?
I'm gonna aim and try to kill the officer.
All right, you're going to shoot at laser officer.
Yep.
He fires his heat at you. You come up under there. You slide around the pillar, aim the gun, and fire. Do you want to salvo?
No, I don't think so. He's kind of messed up. I'm not gonna salvo on this.
Do you want?
I did aim though.
All right.
Yep.
Don't need it though. 2 successes. He attempts to dodge. He's going to need 3. He's going to go ahead and spend a threat to get a 3rd die. He does not. So let's go ahead and roll damage. Any effect
don't
for the
think-
gun?
Nope. I don't think that gets through on him.
First bullet hits him in the arm, causes his hands that were together with this flame thing kind of to break away. And he takes his other hand and he puts it on this amulet. Second bullet hits his next shoulder and causes him to kind of stagger back. And the third bullet, right into his forehead. You see him fall to his knees. You see his hand get sucked into this metal thing, and you just see his arm getting pulled into whatever this medallion thing is, and it just rips his arm off and just gets sucked into this metal thing as his body falls forward.
Well, I was gonna go look at the amulet after this, but now I'm not.
That's pretty messed up, my man.
Back.
I'm trying to decide whether we call him disarmed or self-disarmed or
Nice. Nice. All right, we got one Black Sun trooper yet left. This black trooper is running to the peasants.
Oh shit.
All right.
Nazis.
Hans is stunned, so he's not going to act this turn. We've got 2 troopers, one at the peasants, one still firing his rifle, and then we've got our tentacle head who is pretty beat up, that just got done slashing Lucky, but it's the top of the round, so any of the 3 of you can go.
well, seeing as the Happy Time gang up on the pedestal is stunned just from the stupidity of his enemies, and I find this is the best way to win. I'm just going to come up, yell yoink, and take the book, pivot, and throw it on the nice bonfire that somebody created on the other side of the room.
So Lucky, as you are just kind of knocked to the side as you continue your charge after you just got torn and ripped by the attack from this tentacle headed thing, you then recover from that as best as you can, and you look forward and you start running up the dais, and you see his face, and what you realize is that it's featureless. There's no eyes, and it's as if there was just skin stretched over a skull.
Ugh.
And as you get closer, his face opens just like the tentacle monsters, and just the teeth like this. We're going to have an opposed roll here, Lucky.
Okay.
What are you going to use to grab the book?
Brawn and coordination. Or can I use two?
No, you have to use a skill and an attribute. And then explain to me why they apply.
Skill, I'm going with athletics.
That works.
Because physical training and just throwing, lifting, and I'm just trying to lift the book from him. And I'll go with coordination because it's just trying to, I'm not going for a tug of war. I'm literally, he's got one hand up. He's not holding the book solid. So it's just taking it from his palm, unless he's got something attaching it. The way you've been describing it, he's doing this the whole time. So it's just get the book off his hand.
All right. You have no momentum.
Nope.
Do you want to give me a threat?
No, I am going to spend my last fortune
to give you 2 successes.
to give me 2 successes.
All right. So what that means is that one of your 2 dice will automatically be a 1. So just roll 1 die.
Okay. So, and that's under that. Just a second. 1 die.
That's 3 successes. He is going to spend a threat, and he needs 4 successes to stop you. He's using brawn along with athletics. So he's actually going to try to physically hold the book back from you as you're trying to slide it out from his hands. And he's got no successes. So you grab the book. You pull the book from this guy, and if this thing were to have a stunned face, if he had a face, you see the mouth close back up, and just like there's no crease. It just closes back. Yeah, just seals back up again. And you see him gesture and just make this inhuman noises. He's just kind of like calling everybody around him, and we see Lucky just grab and slide, and you grab the book and you run past him you're at the back of the room now. You've got the book.
Yep.
All right. He's stunned, so he's not going. Our tentacle guy is going to try to come after Tomas, so he's going to move, take a swipe at you.
Fair enough.
Actually, he gets to you, Tomas, and he stops, and you're up against this pillar, and just this presence comes around, and it looks down at you with its one hand up and its mouth unsealing from the tentacle and just opening up again like this, and an inhuman scream just penetrates into your head.
Ugh. Great. Do I roll something?
Yes, you can roll to resist this. I would like you to use.
He has courage.
Yep, you're gonna get 1 courage, but you can use insight. And what skill do you want to resist this with?
Probably resilience.
I'm good with that. That's great. Insight and resilience.
Okay.
You need 2 successes.
This is not a good roll, but that's okay. I got a courage too, so that's okay.
Do you have any fortune? Oh,
No,
oh my God! You rolled a 1.
I spent my fortune anyway, so it's okay.
That's 2 successes. So
Whew.
somehow, some way, how are you able to prevent just this mental attack that's coming from this beast?
He just thinks about like the night back at Charles University in Prague, where like he saw that and he broke in and he stole that amulet out of the lab where they were doing this weird shit in the university. He thinks of what he saw there and he was like, I've seen this before.
And what is this token that you had? You said you had some sort of a cultish, like
Right.
some.
So that's his thing. He found an artifact. So backstory wise, it was like the Nazis, like when they took over Prague back in 38, Charles University, even in like our world, was like they took it over and they did a lot of research and stuff there. In my mind, they started doing a lot of occult here too. And he remembered his mentor's lab. They took that over and like they were doing something in there. And like at first he was telling him like, just stay out of the way. Let's just ride the storm out. And then he started changing and he became just like, it's almost like there was something else behind his eyes. And one night Thomas stuck in and found this clay amulet in there and he stole it and fled. And that's when he joined the resistance.
Where is this amulet on your person right now?
That's what he keeps under his shirt. And you'll just see him reach up and grab it occasionally.
So you go to reach this thing as this going, and for the first time ever, you feel an energy come from the amulet and a reaction to this inhuman cosmic scream that's coming from this beast, to the point where it warms and almost sears your chest. You can feel it as it absorbs all of this energy coming from this beast.
I like
All right,
that. Nice.
who's next?
I think
Lucky's
that's
gone.
you,
It's just
Amelia.
Amelia, right?
Yep.
Sure.
So
Um,
Amelia, you've got this beast right there with you.
I saw the guy head towards the peasants, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna step around the pillar away from Tentacle Beast and
He
fire
could be.
on.
He could be a good kisser.
I'm not gonna take that chance. Not with all those teeth. Gonna aim at this dude running towards the peasants.
Excellent.
Can I spend a fortune?
Oh, you sure can. Spend a fortune. That's gonna drop down a die,
Okay.
but you automatically have 2 successes. And that becomes 3 successes. So that is going to be 2 momentum for the party. And he can't dodge because he's got his back to you. So he is running. You fire the gun. Let's roll some damage. How do you kill him?
I shoot him in the back of the head.
So it's just bullet after bullet, just lines him in his back, and he drops his rifle on the second bullet that hits his back. And by the third bullet, takes out his thigh, and he just collapses in front of the line of peasants that are chained up against that wall. Our last trooper, that was his brother, and he's going to shoot you.
Fritz, they shot Fritz.
But he is going to need 2 successes because you still have cover, Amelia.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but
It's
complication
the 3.
also.
Yes,
yeah,
the
yeah,
3
I
is
see that.
the 3 is in his range. Yep. So he does have a complication. So you do you have an opportunity to dodge.
Wait,
And
was this the guy who had the gun jam last turn?
I don't know if that would
I
have been him.
it-
That's correct. This top of the order. That did not happen. Good call,
Yep.
Lucky.
So
Hooray.
you weren't shot.
Hooray.
All right. Lucky is on the dais with our friend Hans, has the book. Patrick has he's killing people. Amelia's killing people. But you are now faced with Tentacle Man. One of you gets to go first. I don't know who it should be because one of the bad guys is going next.
I am not going to be anachronistic and go meep meep, but if I could, I would. Because right now I'm going to do Roadrunner.
Well, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second, Mike,
Yeah.
because I think you're going to want to discuss this, right? Because we've got
Oh, right. Yeah, because
some-
he's face to face with.
correct. And I'm not saying you shouldn't take the first slot, but somebody's going to go after you.
No,
in
I
the
think
order.
I'll yield to Tomas because
Or
go for
Amelia,
it.
either one.
Somebody shoot.
Tomas can go
Let
first.
Amelia go because I think Tomas
Oh.
is still. I think Tomas is still a little shaken. He's like grabbing the name, but he's shaking for a second. So go ahead and go.
It's yours, Amelia.
It's up for Amelia.
Okay.
He's still shaking his head for a second from that scream.
So we've got.
So you've got Tentacle Head
Tentacle Head.
right in front of Thomas, a little bit away from you because you kind of went around the corner of that ago. The gun jam is fixed on the other trooper, but is focused on shooting towards you and Tomas. And then we've got Bookless Hans up on top of the dais. What are we thinking?
We're gonna spin around, aim, and shoot at Tentacle Head.
All right. So you come back around
Yeah.
in view of Tentacle Head. It's just finished screaming at Tomas. It does
Yes.
not get cover.
Okay. I would like to spend one of these momentum, if I may.
You sure can. Drop it down to 1 and add a die.
Yep. F.
You aimed.
Yes.
You want to re-roll that 19?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you got the 1 success. Drop the momentum down to 1 for me.
Oh, sure.
He's going to use a threat. And he's going to try to dodge.
Oh.
He only has 1 success. That is not good enough. So you fire. Let's roll that damage.
Okay.
Tomas, you're there, faced by this thing. This thing screams to you. You hear all kinds of gunshots going. Amelia's unloading on just whatever the hell is happening behind you. This thing screams that your chest burns from this amulet for the first time as you're just trying to, your head is ringing from it. And then you hear, and the first bullet like lodges into the top of this tentacle's head and its mouth opens up and it's going down to bite on you, and the second bullet goes right into its mouth, and it just, the whole tentacle just goes and just splatters, and you get the tentacle gush and pieces on you, and now we just have this headless body as it falls back.
You're welcome.
Ugh.
All right.
You ordered the calamari.
I think I saw that coming a mile away. Hans is not happy with you, Lucky. So you see Hans reach under his jacket and pulls out this black sword. And it's like this onyx dark black sword. And he's going to move on you and is slashing his sword on you.
Can I do one thing
Sure.
as he's coming? Grab a page and start to tear it
Okay. That sounds good.
to see if he react. And I'm just looking at him, like making eye contact. There is no eye.
All right. He's got 1 success, Lucky. You need 2
Okay.
successes to dodge this. Well done. He comes down with a sword. How do you not get hit?
I hold up the book and block.
You slam the book closed, grab it with both hands, and you push the book up. And the book is huge. And
Yeah.
the black sword comes down and it hits this book. And there are just these green energy sparks that fly, just flying. You can't even, you're blinded by it as it's happening. And we see from those watching, we can see Hans immediately throws the sword away, just as it just like burns from his hand.
Nice.
All right, so that takes care of Amelia. Hans has gone. I've got Lucky and Tomas. We've got a
Go for it, Tomas.
one trooper and Hans left.
Who's closer to Tomas? And he's going to shoot them with his pistol.
The trooper is.
So I'll aim and I'll shoot at that trooper.
Let's do it.
He wipes that crap off his face and just lifts his pistol up, aims, and shoots. Let's finish this. And guns. Coordination roll. I'm gonna re-roll the 17.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Much better.
Two
successes.
successes. He is going to save that threat. He's just going to see if he can't get lucky. He needs 3 successes. Not lucky
Almost.
enough.
That 13 almost rolled to a 1.
So let's roll some damage.
2 damage.
All right, that's not enough. So
Yeah, I
you
didn't
fire,
think
and
so.
it looks like between combination of armor and his positioning, you hit him, but it's not enough to take him down. He is going to fire back at you, sir. He does not like you.
Nope. Fair.
Reasonable.
1 success. I need an agility coordination to dodge.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Patrick, you
A
get
cord-
it.
cord-
Hold on a second. You've got a momentum. Thanks. Doug, thank you. Yes, he got a momentum from that
No, so we're up to
reroll
3
for the
now.
2 successes. So you're up to 3
Okay.
momentum. Do you
So
want to spend a momentum
coordination-
to dodge?
It's coordination or agility, right?
It's agility and athletics.
Agility and athletics. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I will spend a momentum on this.
Okay.
'cause-
Drop it down to 2. Roll 3 dice.
Roll.
You just need 2 successes.
Nope.
You've got none. He's going to hit you.
Oof.
It's going to be 2 damage and nothing for effects. What does that put you
Phew.
for stress?
4.
All right, so he fires. He hits you in the shoulder. Top of the order.
Nope, I haven't gone.
Oh, Lucky, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
like he didn't go.
Like I
You're
said,
holding the book up. The sword has gone flying. It's just this green sparks going.
the flamethrower guy. Is he still on fire?
His body is, yes.
And the flame is spilling fuel and all that sort of
It
thing?
is.
Then I'm making a sprint in that direction. I want to spike the book into the fire.
All right, it'll take you a round to get there, but yeah. So you
Yeah.
can spend this round doing that. Let's go back to the top of the round. Lucky is running across the room with the book. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm just going to shoot the trooper again if you want me to do that. So I'll aim and I'll shoot the trooper.
Do it.
Let's do it. Reroll the 14. Get another momentum.
All right, so go ahead and add that momentum.
Did. All right, and you want to dodge?
Only 1 success. Roll me some damage.
Come on, dice. Come on, dice.
Mm.
Doesn't get
Yep.
through his armor. So you fire, you hit him, but it does not get through his armor. Hans is going to go. He is going to chase after you. I want Lucky. We're going to do a race. And
be
I want this.
athletics.
I want this to be athletics and coordination opposed. So let's let him roll first. And I think this is big enough that I need a threat. So I'm going to roll 3 dice. He's got 1 success. 2 successes. He does not reach you.
Okay. I'm going to use a momentum.
Got
so
it.
I can roll 3 as well.
Yep. Okay, so he is going to engage you. So he's with you. He is engaged. That's going to prevent you from spiking the football. You're going to have to deal with being engaged with him. All right, Tomas is gone. Lucky and Amelia.
Is it possible to shoot into engagement?
Oh, you can totally shoot Hans.
I shall aim and do that.
All right, let's do it.
And I'll use the momentum.
Excellent. 3 dice. He is not going to dodge. He's got his back to you.
Reroll that 20.
You aimed. Yep.
There we go.
2 successes. Give yourself a momentum. And roll me some damage.
That's better.
Very nice. 4 damage, 2 effects. Any effects that'll matter?
Nope.
So you fire at him. You're hitting him. It is not stopping him. He's still engaged with Lucky. All right. Black Sun Trooper is going to fire at Lucky.
Ooh.
3 successes. Lucky, you have an opportunity to dodge this. You need 4 successes, though. You want to use some momentum?
I think I'll use.
Or do you have
one
you have no
momentum.
fort? Do you have any fortune left?
Actually, no. What I'm going to do is go to my talent, and I will generate 3 threat
Okay.
and not take an injury.
All right. So he's all right. So go ahead and roll the dodge just in case.
Yep.
And
But I'm
we'll
just
say-
going to roll the straight 2.
Yeah, straight 2. So if you get 2 crits, you'll dodge with 4 successes. All right. So you don't do that. So you're giving me the 3 threat to avoid
Yep.
the injury.
Because that would put me on the ground.
This would be your 3rd injury.
Yeah.
All right. How does that work? So what is your talent again?
It's foreboding. It's kind of like I can see things coming just before the bad happens, and it lets me live through things that should have killed me.
But I love the foreboding aspect because it gives me threat to use later, right? So
Yeah.
it's you're buying time now to pay for it later, which is really, really cool.
To give you the quote, every so often it feels like you narrowly avoid disaster thanks to an unknown guiding hand. How you avoid these fates is unknown, but bad luck seems to befall those around you.
So the
Which
bullets,
is one of the reasons why I'm called lucky. It's sarcastic by my
I
friends.
love it. So the bullets start flying, Lucky. You have got Hans right on top of you. He's going for the book. You've got the book. Bullets start flying, and just miraculously, somehow these bullets are just flying past you. And it seems like as you're reacting to Hans and the approaching Hans, it also is just completely allowing you to dodge the bullets a la Neo.
Or one hits the book that should have gone through my
I like
torso.
that too. All right. All the bad guys have gone. Have all the good guys gone?
No, I've got to move.
All right.
No, he took a hit, so it's me and Han. No,
It
we
is
did
you
the
and Han.
opposed. He
Did the
tried
opposed?
to get.
He caught up to you. So basically, I've got him. Both of you have got the book. Both of you. He's caught you, and he's got hands on the book.
Okay. I'm mainly going to just try to take it out of his hands because we're fairly close to that fire now that if I get a chance, I can spike it. But right now, it's just he and I are having the tug of war again.
Yep. So you're going to do the tug of war. If you win this, then you have the opportunity to throw the book in the fire.
Okay. I will use a momentum.
Excellent. I'm going to use one of my threat that you gave me.
Of course.
And he's going to do
And
athletics.
what do you want me to
brawn.
roll? Athletics with brawn?
You tell me. Tell me what makes sense to you. He's definitely using sheer strength, right? He's using athletics brawn.
Yeah. I'm going to argue this. A lot of martial arts is not being stronger, it's being smarter than your opponent,
Okay.
like twisting with. So I'm actually going to, when he pulls, I'll rotate the book in the direction he wants to go and then pull it out. And I'm using my engineering and brawn to... No? Okay, then I'll go straight athletics.
Well, but I would let you go athletics and then maybe reason or like a different attribute. You give a
How
better
about coordination?
attribute? Yes, I would let that happen.
Okay, we'll go with that. And I did spend 1, so I'm at that. So this is my roll. 1 success.
Hold on a second. I need to ban this guy. Okay. 1 success.
Yep.
You pull the book out and let's spike it.
Pivot and plant it
All right. What are we going to plan it with?
Nice.
right into the. I'm going to tuck it, but right on top of the tank, right between body and tank, so it is burning if it burns.
Beautiful. What's the roll?
Okay, what do you want me to roll? Just a.
I'm thinking probably coordination athletics.
Okay.
1 success, 1 difficulty.
Got a success.
Exactly what you need. You throw the ball down. The ball. You throw the book right into the fire. The fire is going up, and the immediately as that book hits it, the fire turns from red to just this green, and you can feel the energy starting to come off of this. So, like, energy is building. And instinctively, everybody, you and Hans, start moving away from this thing as the fire just spreads and it turns more and more green. Who has not gone yet? My trooper has not gone. He's going to try to shoot you, Lucky.
No, he did.
He did go. So is Hans not gone yet?
We've all gone.
We've all gone. Top of the order.
Yep.
Any of you, either of the two of you, either of the three of you can go.
So we got the trooper and we got Hans.
And hostages.
Yeah, and the hostages. I mean, that trooper was moving for the hostages, so I mean,
No,
I don't know if I'll get through, but I'll just shoot him again.
No, that one.
Oh,
I killed.
he did go down. My bad. I didn't know if he went down.
Yeah, you've got an injured. The other trooper is injured. Is not well. But he's just been firing. Tried to fire at Lucky. Tried to fire at you. He's just splaying bullets.
Then I say I calmly lift my pistol up and try to shoot him in the face.
All right, why don't you calmly try to shoot him in his gas mask?
Yep, I'm not very good at this, but that's okay. I hit very well. I'm just not doing much damage with this pistol.
All right,
I'll
you
re-roll
aim,
my aim.
so re-roll the 11.
Yep. Nope.
All right,
So
roll me.
one hit.
He is going to try to dodge. Needs 2 successes.
Nope.
That's no successes. Roll me some damage, and do at least 2.
Nice.
That is a
Okay.
black trooper down. You shoot him. He is down. The only thing left in this room is the 3 of you, Hans, and these 10 hostages that are tied to the wall. You
And
see
one
Hans
guy on the table.
and the guy on the table. Thank you. You see Hans turn. He looks. He kind of shoves Lucky and to create some distance between the 2 of you, and starts taking off for the door that's on the far side of the room at the very end of the line of the peasants, of the tied up peasants. Who has not gone?
All of us.
None of us.
Tomas went.
Tomas
Tomas
went.
just went. Yeah.
Amelia's gonna take off and start trying to free hostages.
Okay, so Amelia, you head towards the hostages.
Yes.
Lucky?
I don't have any ammo left, so I can't do anything about the guy running for the door. Just in case somebody else further away hasn't realized, I yell fire in the hole, because that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
Feels
it
like
definitely
I'm
feels that way.
watching
And-
Tomas accidentally sleepwalk into a fire, and I'm going, yeah, no. The nearest gun to me
Would be the one that the officer threw. Remember, the officer threw the gun to be able to use the amulet. So
Okay.
if you want to do a quick action to pick up that gun, I will let you pick up that gun and shoot.
Okay, I'm going to pick up and just try to peg Hans on the way out.
Great. Just use the gun that you have already in your profile.
Okay, so roll to hit.
His back is to you, so there's no dodging.
Sorry, I'm just having one of those mind. There we go. 1 success.
Yeah, I assume you couldn't have aimed because we took 1 to do that. So
No.
He's go ahead and roll your damage because he's not dodging. He's got his back to
Okay,
you.
so what's the damage for the machine pistol? Or was that what?
Let me double check it real quick. Hold on one second. This was the one from the officer.
Yep.
It's a Luger. It's 4 stress. What is yours?
4+1, same as the Enfield.
Yep. So just go ahead and roll that damage there, and you're getting the +1 from your. Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
So something very cool, and this is something I really like in this system. And I got to tell you, for those of you watching, this has been a slow process for me with this system. I can tell you when I first ran this system at the campsite for Camping for Gamers, I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was trying too hard. I didn't quite get what it's doing. Over these 3 sessions, my love for the system has greatly increased. And a lot of that, in fairness to 2D20, is because I'm learning the rules, right? It's a little bit crunchier than a lot of the other games that I've been playing a lot lately. And now that I'm picking up the rules and doing it. So let me explain to you what's going to happen here. This is enough stress to take Hans down to 0, but he has 2 injury slots. That's a breakthrough because he's done at least 5 damage. So this will take out Hans. So of all the people, after all of this, after being gunless for all this time, in slow motion as the epic music starts, we see Lucky run to the middle of the room, pull the gun, pulls
Not
the
even
trigger.
aim. Like not take careful aim. Just start blam, blam, blam.
Well, here's what I think happens. You squeeze the trigger and the bullet goes and it hits him in the back and he stops. And you keep pulling the trigger and you realize you're out. You were hoping just to fill him full of lead, and this was the only shot. And it hits him square in the back. And you see him fall face forward to the ground at the feet of all of these peasants. And you see one arm get under his chest as he starts to try to get up again. And then just turns into a mist and just evaporates.
Ooh.
As he goes away. And then we have a pretty cool epic music montage.
Yep.
As the 3 of you unchain and free all of these peasants. You take the body and carry the body of the guy with some help that was on the sarcophagus. He's dead. We see, I imagine Amelia sneaking to the door, going up the steps into the next door, peeking through and just seeing a hallway full of black sun. Slowly closes the door, comes back down the steps. The 13 of you go back into the crate room, lowering them down as you're going. We see them start to head through the tunnels, led by Amelia with her great her great survival skills and navigation skills. Tomas, the last one in the crate, in the cellar, the low ceiling cellar.
God, I got
Going,
bad dreaming.
man, it's great. We got at least 3.5 hours left, right? Tomas, you look at the watch and realize you might have 4 minutes.
Oh shit.
So you run through that and you start yelling, and we can just see everybody just running down. We hear the explosion and as it just fills from behind you into the thing. We then cut to Amelia getting to the root cellar that started all of this journey.
Oh god, the dog.
Looking up at the trap door. Kind of looks back at Lucky, looks back at Thomas. Everybody's got guns ready. She pushes the door open, not quite sure what to expect. Kind of comes up and just sees the outline of the dog burned into the ground at the bottom of the barn.
Oh, cool.
We then cut to the 3 of you being picked up by Section M out in the outskirts as the vans and the trucks of the Black Sun are leaving Saint Sulak. We're going to cut to credits. We'll be right back.
Nice.
Nobody need that book. That's an evil book.
So a couple things during the credits. One, Mike apologized if anybody was hoping to save the book. That was not part of his plan, and I don't think Vic was against that. Real quick, Mike, you had a much better part of the montage. There was this. This is the director's cut. There was a part of the montage that was cut in the theatrical release. We're watching the director's cut, and the extended montage shows what?
The extended montage as the building starts to fold in from a explosion, courtesy of Tomas, a bright pillar of flame shoots straight up into the sky, dissipating the storm because the book went off almost exactly the same time that the explosion went off.
That's really cool. Yeah, and the
I like
sky's
that.
clear. I love that. The storm going away and the sky's clearing as the Section M plane lands out in the farmlands and picks the three of you up as you save the town. Vic, would you play ACHTUNG Cthulhu again?
Yeah, sure. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like your horror pulpy like this, or do you like horror more along the fear itself horror?
I like both.
That's
it's
good.
it's really hard to pick and choose between
Yeah.
horror.
I'm a huge fan of Pulp. Like Fu Manchu. I actually have the Fu Manchu omnibus. This is how much I like it. I love the Indiana Jones. So this, where we were definitely outnumbered and always just getting by the skin of our teeth, taking the injuries and keep on plugging. Amelia being the sniper and pretty much kicking ass, taking names. Tomas making sure there were no witnesses afterwards because there was nothing to witness. And me just being lucky.
Exactly. I loved it.
And I think what's neat is between the fortune and the momentum economy, you can really push those epic moments, right? Really push that pulpy feel. So yeah, I'm with you, Mike. Now, Patrick, you and I were talking before the show how much you've been enjoying Alien.
Yep.
And you got a chance to run that. Where does this game fall as far as all the games you've liked? Is this a game that you like, you would play again, but you had fun, wouldn't play again, or I want to run it? Like, where does this game fall?
I want to play or run it again. I don't know how it falls in my favorite stuff. Just I need to play it one more time. I need to play something besides one module. Like I get the feeling just from looking at the rule book in here, like vehicles and like Tomas was actually built a lot more for like a little bit more like exploration and like messing around in the city. I didn't use a lot of that stuff with him, so it'd be fun to try either more combat heavy or more like espionage heavy, one of the two.
Yeah, and I was a driver, and the only vehicle we interacted with was out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the cheer, guys. And thanks, Doug, for the cheer earlier. I appreciate it. I mean, like this is the starter set scenario.
Exactly.
And it's a little linear. It's pretty obvious. Go to point A, go to point B, learn about point C and stuff. I like the feel of it though, the flavor of it, and the simplicity of it made it okay. I think that the next time I run this on the channel, I'm going to pick something a little bit more intrigue, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more layered than this. But it was a pretty good first view. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
You just
Doug.
like hearing your name. For 100 cheers, I'll say your name again, Doug. Say it, Daddy. All right. So,
cheers to me, Daddy.
for Boxing Day, which is the 26th, we're filming this a couple days before Christmas. On the 26th, we're going to be doing our third episode of Call of Cthulhu. which has been
Nice.
very interesting. When we last left that group, they almost had a TPK with a very bizarre scenario that put one of them in the hospital.
So that's a
and it's-
standard scenario for Call of Cthulhu, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's going to be very interesting where we have decided to bring this back again. Hi, Doug. Yes, I will say your name again. I'm such a whore. So yeah, so this is so Coda, this is going to be the regular Call of Cthulhu, not Pulp Cthulhu. That's what's on Sunday. The group that's been dealing with Mr. Corbett, the creepy next door neighbor that likes to bring baby parts into his house.
And smells
Just
of fish.
normal Lovecraft. Smells of fish. Nice. Guys, this was a lot of fun. I definitely
Sure.
think that I will bring ACHTUNG back to the channel. And
If
the
you
three of
do,
you,
please let me know.
I will. The three of you guys will have first dibs at the seats to
Heck
bring
yeah.
back Amelia, Lucky, and Tomas. So that was a lot of fun. I think I want to run this with 4 though, because it gives me a lot more options as a GM.
Definitely.
And I think if we were to run these 3 characters again, I think it would be neat to add somebody who's maybe a little close combat oriented,
Yeah.
Combat
Um,
specialist, yeah.
or, and this doesn't have to be either or I would love to see some magic. So
I mean,
think
I will say, if we bring these guys back, my advancement plan for Tomas is adding some magic into him.
yeah, I think the magic in it is, oh, you know what else I figured out that I forgot in the director's cut of the montage is like, no, this is the after credit scene. The after credit scene is Tomas getting back to his apartment. Where do you live, Tomas? What
He
city?
probably has a little tiny flat in London right now because he fled Prague.
His
Let
little
me guess,
shit,
a tattoo on his chest in the shape of the...
little shit thing. We see him kind of just taking his shirt off and just bruises and just all over him. And he looks down at the amulet and like, you're a jerk for blowing my big reveal here, Mike. He pulls the amulet off his chest and sees burned into his chest an insignia that he's never ever seen before. So that's the after credit scene. All right, this was a ton of fun. Let's do a quick raid.
Thank you all, by the way, the people who are watching, and
Yeah, thanks,
especially
everybody. This was
Doug,
great.
even though I don't get paid for any cheers. But Doug, thanks for the input you had along the way. We were watching it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Coda, Doug, everybody that was in the chat, it's very, very appreciated. It's a lot more fun to play with people that are enjoying it along with you. The energy surprisingly gets through. All right, let's see what Ink and Lie are doing. It looks like they're doing something on Tabletop Simulator. I'm not quite sure what they're playing, but we'll head over there for the raid. For those of you watching, like, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. Make sure you listen to the podcast. But my podcast isn't the best podcast. What's the best podcast, Vic?
Oh God. Well, it's definitely also not Steam Powered Scoundrels, but please come listen to us as well.
That's a great podcast. All right, guys, take care, everybody. We're gonna go raid
I guess.
Ink and Liar. Stick around and let them know that we say hi from the 3rd floor. Take care, everybody. Thanks a lot, guys.
I guess.
Bye.
Thank you, Craig. That was
Yeah, thanks, Craig. That was a
That was
blast.
great.
I'm glad. I really enjoyed it.
But I thought it was going to be a TPK too.
I 100% did.
I was not feeling good about it. I was like, oh, I put one too many people into this encounter.
But, yeah.
Well, it turned out to be the exact right amount of people.
Yeah, it really did. And it's fun. What's tough about it is, you know, and this isn't the swingy nature of it it's very dicey like this, but like, you don't need Amelia to have too many good rolls for her just to wipe the fucking floor.
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
because she's spec'd for
Yeah.
sniping.
And it's badass. But yeah, like
Yeah,
I would love to see, you know, a little bit more of the stealth espionage aspect of Amelia,
Yeah.
not just the bloodthirsty one. So I think a different
Part of the
one.
tactics of grabbing the book was just to distract at least 1 or 2 people to give Amelia more time to shoot.
Yeah. It was very, very cool. All right, guys, I'm going to scoot. It was good seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Take care.
Have a good
Have a
night.
Merry
Thanks.
Christmas.
Hey, Mike, you signed up to play with a bunch of strangers, man, and I appreciate you doing it. It was really a pleasure playing this with you.
Thank you. I had a blast.
All right, brother. Take care.
Talk to you later. Bye.